struck the double blue camp at the start of this game. Todd Viney pulled his back muscles in the warm-up. He's been a late withdrawal, and Craig Filkey's come into the side. So we see Toomey into the play straight away. Down the way of Jacquia. He's besieged upon. Toomey back in there. Tried to get a handball out towards Jacquia. Players come through. There's a stalemate. We'll see the second bounce for the afternoon.
Yes, it's a bad blow for the double blues, Kim. Prior to the game, Todd Viney, in warming up, pulled his back muscles. Craig Filkey has had to be rushed from the reserves game to take the place in the side. Of course, the other player, Paul Hogarth, has come in on the half-forward flank to replace Todd Viney.
And if it's Hogarth we see there, that's just been penalised for holding the ball. The recipient of that free kick will be Ian Jones.
Jones now drives to the half-back flank, looking for Randall Jolly. He comes around looking centre. Drives it in. Pack collides. Nobody can take a clear mark. The ball's pushed out, but the umpire has called a free kick. That will go Woodville's way. The Warriors now into attack. Goes in long, and that's a great mark there. Stephen Nichols playing centre half forward today. Frost will be minding him all day. Dangerous player on the left foot. Drives in forward, looking for Kevin Harris. He's up. Can't take the ball. Comes now to Andrew Taylor, playing at centre half forward. He pushes around, but gets the ball out now in the direction of Kevin Harris. Bad bounce. Reckner now. Back to Taylor. On the right foot towards goal, but it's offline and out of bounds on the full.
Andrew Taylor, he was up in the full forward area on that occasion, David. I'm not sure myself whether he's full forward or centre half forward at this stage. We'll work that out as the game progresses. We see Parker with a big fist down to Neil Craig, who's definitely on a half-back flank today. He kicks to Painter, who steadies and places the ball nicely out towards Klomp. He's had the ball fisted away. Players going in hard now. Jackie with a beautiful take out to Colin McDonald. He'll be looking to impress the state selectors today. Goes wide out across to Detman. Ian Detman, the reliable half-back flanker for the Warriors, provided with some run from Williams. Chips in towards the centre, looking for Jolly. He couldn't take it. Zip-Zap Sewers in with a chance. Spins out a handball now on the way of Templeton. Templeton, long left foot kick. It's on its way. It's through. Great play, Woodville. They've opened their account at the 2nd minute mark of this first quarter, and that'll be a very handy goal.
Certainly will be, Kevin. They're desperate. 2 wins in a row already. Warriors looking for win number 3. Craig couldn't take the ball. Ralph Seward did the mopping up, and on the left foot, a marvellously well-executed left foot goal to Michael Templeton.
They've certainly been a bonus, the two Tasmanian recruits this year in Nichols and Templeton. Back at centre, Laurie Argent. Spiel, Parker with the tap. Down in the direction of Jolly. Taken by Searle once again. It's a high kick. Underneath at Moschini. He came into the side at the expense of David I. And we see the ball bundled over the boundary line, front of the grandstand, and we'll have a throw in.
Experienced player Ian Detman played over 100 games for the Warriors. It's Max Parker and Frank Spiel. Spiel with the tap to Derrington. Pushes out in the direction of Klomp and Hogarth. Hogarth has the ball in front of him. That's Paul Hogarth, but the ball's out of play on the right half forward flank. Again, Spiel, Parker. Spiel with the tap. Oh, Daryl Smith was hit hard. The free kick just too high. This is up by Daryl Schramm. That was a nasty one. I think he's feeling the effects of that, Kim.
Certainly is. It was a legitimate hip and shoulder, but unfortunately it was head high. But Daryl Smith's a pretty tough character. Plays on quickly. Unfortunately, couldn't find his mark in David Walk.
I think a hit like that, Kim, can upset a player's equilibrium, and he didn't look well kicking that ball, Daryl Smith. Back into play. Sewer to Harris. Harris goes centre field, but underneath that one will be Neil Craig. He's playing on a half-back flank today. They're looking for some rebounding work from him today. Drives forward, kick number 2. Drives it forward, looking for Painter. Colin McDonald, the state squad representative, now Sewer. Back to McDonald. Keeps the ball in front of him, does it well. The handball's long. Reckner. Warriors have been doing all the work in the early part of this game. And Ron Fuller with the ball at half forward.
They certainly have, and Ron Fuller playing his 100th game for the Warriors today. He's chipped out a beautiful pass, and he's found John Martin. Plays on quickly, back to Fuller. Pushes out a pass out there, looking for Nichols on that occasion. He can't grab control of the ball. Neither player can. And we'll see a bounce in the true centre-half forward position for the Woodville side.
Kim, Andrew Taylor is definitely playing at centre-half forward. Dragon Tankasic is playing at full forward.
Well, Tankasic's done well the previous week. He kicked 3 last week and 7 the week before. Fuller once again, very short kick on the way of Robbie Lynch. The ball's going over the top. It could be a goal. It's through. Oh, great play of the Warriors. I couldn't see who actually kicked that one.
Robert Lynch it was, Kim.
Robert Lynch. Well, that one bounced through, and that could be a touch of luck they need. That takes the Warriors on to 2 goals, 12 points. Sturt yet to score.
Luck's a fortune. Andrew Taylor tried to prize his way through. Kick came out to Lynch. Onto his left footed, gave a leg break over the head of the opposition players and straight through the goals. That's 2 goals, Woodville.
Robbie Lynch had some injury this year. He's a fine player when fit. Spill with the tap on this occasion. That should be a great tussle today. Stewart tries to barge his way through. Taylor, who's come down from centre-half forward. Parker in there, Jolly. Through goes Templeton, or Nichols it was. Underwood. We have a pile-up, and game's opened up pretty fiercely, David.
Yes, it has. We expect a physical clash today. Sturt with 2 wins under their belt, Woodville with 3. Both sides looking to advance. Back in ruck, Parker gets the tap down. Cross taps it back to Max Parker. He kicks a scrubby one. And another pack developed, but it comes out the double blues. They need to get moving now. It comes out in the direction of Jeff Martin. He has the ball on centre wing. Kicks forward, looking for Wilmot. Wilmot's too far away. And yet again, these Sturt forwards are unable to get the ball in. Now Wilmot, perhaps onto the left foot, has a shot for goal. But that's offline, 1 point. Sturt forwards, Kim, haven't been able to lead. They're not finding the ball.
No, it's early days though, David. The Warriors are certainly placing him under plenty of pressure. We see Gary Williams, former Glenelg player, with a lovely kick out in the direction of Robbie Lynch. And he takes a fine mark. David Ward jumps on top of him. In fact, it's the second kick coming up for Lynch. It's a high kick in the direction of Taylor, spoilt well by Frost. Quick tackle, high tackle. Smith not happy with that. Nichols to Templeton. Back towards Regner. It was a great player last week. Kicked 5 goals for the Warriors. Back to Regner again. Pushes out the pass looking for Fuller. Big spoil over the top was Winter. It went over the head of both players. Back in there is Reed. He's bundled over the line. And we'll have a throw in right in front of the scoreboard at Adelaide Oval.
Kim, you mentioned the form of Stephen Regner. He kicked 5 goals last week, and Daryl Schimmelbusch had to force his way back into the Woodville side through the reserves today.
Well, he's a courageous little fellow, Schimmelbusch, so I'm sure you'll soon work his way back into the league side. Kevin Harris, unable to control the ball. And the pleasing thing for Woodville, or part of their revival, if you could call it that, is the fact that Kevin Harris has really come back into some great form.
Good player, Harris. John Martin taps forward. There's the man, Kevin Harris, taps it forward. Nobody's able to get a clear advantage. John Martin comes out with a left foot kick to Rel Sewer. Rel Sewer heads forward, and at centre-half forward, taking an easy chest marker, Stephen Nichols. He's 65 metres out. Perhaps a chance for a goal. He's
too far for mine, David.
Torpedo punter, he elects to kick. Onto the left foot. That's a beautiful kick. Kicks on its way. He'll score. But unfortunately, the accuracy's not there. And in fact, he won't score. It's out of bounds on the full.
Well, that kick's just an indication of the ideal conditions, David. It's 18 degrees today. There's hardly any breeze about, and you couldn't ask for anything better to play Australian rules.
Kick comes forward now. Has Andrew Winter. Cousin of Norwood champion Bruce Winter. Devlin's in the lead for that for Woodville. He can't get the ball in. Now he can, now over across to Tankasic. Tankasic's tackle, handballs off to Harris. Handballs out now to Robert Lynch. He's tackled, pushes the ball forward. Andrew Taylor, they're working hard, the Warriors. Kicks on its way. That too will be offline and out of bounds.
Well, this has been one of the things that Woodville have been able to do in these previous weeks. Their work rate is very high, and I think that was the magical word you just used then, David. Their work rate is exceptionally high. Spill, Parker over the top, gets it down to Jolly. Jolly tackled unsuccessfully. The snapshot on the way, and it's been taken. The mark taken by Winter. He plays on quickly. Out to McCarthy, the boy from Mildura, former Richmond Reserves player. Puts out a long one looking for young Hogarth, and he takes the mark. And that is Paul Hogarth. Hogarth plays on quickly, handball to Moschini. He's under pressure, had to get that one on the boot quick. Oh, Ward, big grab, David Ward. Well, he's playing out of a forward pocket. I'm not sure if he's roving today. But gee, that was a big grab, and he's found Wilmot.
Well, we said earlier the Sturt forwards weren't finding the ball. There's two great marks.
They certainly were. Ian Wilmot, about 40 metres out. Angle shouldn't be a problem, nor should the distance. Coming up for his second kick. Started it out to the right, and it's kept going that way. And that's a point, and that takes the Double Blues on to 2 points, trailing Woodville 2 goals.
2 kicks for 2 points. Ian Wilmot, and he'll need to get his kicking boots on a little better. Warriors into attack, straight down the centre, that's the way to go. Max Parker, hand to ball, couldn't take it in. Now off to Sewer, Sewer's running. On the left foot, chips in forward, Tankasic is on the lead. That's a mouthful if you say it quickly. And Dragon Tankasic with his first mark at centre-half forward, 50 metres out. 10 goals in 2 weeks, Tankasic kicks on its way. And that's another goal. Great goal, Dragon Tankasic, and the Woodville side leap ahead. 3 goals, 18 points, leading Sturt, 2 behind.
Well, that was good play. It all started back there with Parker. He managed to recover the quickest. Got the handball out to Sturt. Thought about a short pass to Taylor. Then he lifted the eyes and he saw Tankasic, and he didn't let him down. And Tankasic came from the Greeks. He's had 2 seasons with the Greeks. Before that, he was with the Eagles.
We're 11 minutes into the first quarter, and already the Warriors have a commanding lead. Frank Spiel out of the centre to Jim Derrington. I'll need to get a move on the Double Blues. Hogarth, ball, back to Daryl Smith. High kick to the forward line. Jostling underneath that as Jeff Martin pushes the ball towards the boundary line. And Ian Jones for Woodville will safely take it out. Their attacking work is very good, the Warriors, at the moment. The Double Blues are under fire.
Well, they certainly are. They've been more effective around the centre of the ground at this stage, David. But as I said before, there's plenty of time. Harris down there, he's a tiger. Detman looks to use the run. Oh, that's a dangerous kick. It's right along the boundary line. Fortunately, not over on the full, and we'll see a throw-in.
Andrew Taylor, the big blonde boy, number 29 on your screen. Recruited from the VFL. Couldn't make the Collingwood salary cap after coming from Footscray. These ruck duels are going to be beauties today. Spiel wins that one. Reed's on the bottom of that pack with Kevin Harris. Where else would you find Kevin Harris? Darryl Schramm, the umpire, have another bounce. Ruck duels are going to be very intriguing today. Max Parker and Frank Spiel, 2 very experienced ruckmen. Skinny on the bottom of that pack, and yet another ball up.
They certainly will be a feature of the game's play. I was rather surprised to see Terry Livers drop from the Woodville side. He's been a fine player in recent weeks, but obviously they wanted smaller players and plenty of run. We see Harris push that one out. It's a fine kick. Winter first out to the ball. Handball over to McCarthy. He's backed up well from full back to find Painter now. He always does something with the ball, Painter. He's put it in front of Klopp that time. That's a great mark. Clumpy's going to play on. Handball over the top. Wilmot, round 1 play. It's on its way. And he's hit the post. Oh, 3 points, Wilmot. That could have been a vital goal. We played 13 minutes of this first quarter, and Sturt's still able to post a major.
Well, that was better work from the Double Blues. Their build-up was much better, but Wilmot from point-blank range could only score behind. Warriors still doing most of the attacking as they go to outer wing. Parker and Spiel again. Parker taps across the back to Sewer. It seems to be a play they'll use a bit today. Now Daryl Smith driving forward for Sturt. Underneath that one's Walk. He can't take that one. The ball's pushed forward now to Jeff Martin across his shoulder. And another point.
Well, they're peppering away, Sturt, that's for sure. Both sides have had, well, in actual fact, Sturt have had 1 more scoring shot. They have 4 points, but Woodville have been very accurate with 3 goals. And that is the difference at this stage.
Steve Jack here with the ball. Bring it back into play for the Warriors. Legs to go grandstand side. Yet again, Max Parker brings it forward this time. Finds Ralph Sewer yet again. Now it's Paul Hogarth. High kick into the forward line. Steve Jack is there. So too's Jeff Martin. Battling the ball out near the boundary line. Jeff Martin has the ball on the left foot. Chips back centre field. A series of players are there. Nova Nobody can take it. Now it's Gary Williams across to Kevin Harris. Colin McDonald's there. There's Kevin Harris again. He pushes it through. They need to get on the board, Sturt. Luck is not a fortune for the Sturt side today, as that kick's yet again hit the post.
Well, the Warriors could count themselves very lucky on that occasion. I think Harris was in two minds. He sort of half tried to handle that ball through the goals, but it never made the distance. Lynch with a poor kick has found Darrington. Darrington with a poor handball back to Frost. Now they put themselves under pressure. Through went Taylor. He's a strong fella, this Taylor. Regner. He's had a new lease of life since coming to the Warriors. Templeton chips out a little one direction of Buller. It's a fine pass as well. He plays on quickly. The run has been provided there by Regner again. Down to Johnny Martin. Back to Regner. A chance to finish off where he left last week. It's a bad kick though. McCarthy through. Winter again. He gets the clearing kick.
Andrew Taylor was there, but clever tap now out with Darrington. Sturt are starting to get their running game going. Comp's being well tended by Toomey. Toomey, in fact, has taken the mark. Chris Toomey in centre-half back. Robert Comp at centre-half forward for Sturt. Toomey's first kick. Regner, he misses an easy one. Jim Darrington on the right foot will relieve for Sturt. He goes wide. 15 on your screen is Andrew Underwood. He accelerates, lines up the goal. And that's great goal, Andrew Underwood.
That was a good goal. In fact, that was Andrew Underwood's first kick. The ball came in long. There were several Woodville players there. But first to recover was Underwood. He managed to straighten his body. He made no mistake from 30 metres out, and that was a fine goal.
16 minutes into this first quarter. Sturt 1-5, 11 points. Woodville 3 goals, 18, a difference of 7 points only. Max Parker and Frank Spiel in ruck. Parker for Woodville, Spiel with the tap for Sturt. Out to Andrew Taylor. He's a strong player, as you said, Kim. Harris, he's also strong. They're looking good, the Warriors. Parker now lines up the goals, but his kick is astray. And Tony McCarthy will grab the ball in for the double blues and chip towards Neil Craig in an attempt to relieve the pressure.
Craig from the half-back flanks, a long handball over to Moschini. He's got plenty of pace, Moschini. Got round his Regner easily on that occasion, then chips out a pass. Oh, well done, Painter. That was absolutely brilliant. It's come to Underwood again. Now he kicks in long, looking for Wilmot, who got underneath that one. Ball down the back of the pack. Through goes Walk over to Hogarth. He missed him. He quickly recovers. Besieged upon by Toomey. Too high. Too high. Toomey not happy, but it was definitely a free kick. It was either too high or in the back, David.
One or the other, Kim, take your pick. Either way, he was swamped by Woodville defenders. Paul Hogarth already kicked 1 point, has had 3 kicks. He appears to be a fine for the Sturt side.
Yes, good lad, recruited from Mildura. Got his chance today, originally named on the interchange bench. But as we mentioned earlier, Todd Viney pulled a back muscle in the warm-up before the game, so it was a late withdrawal, and Hogarth went onto the half-forward flank, and he has missed. He has missed from 10 metres out, and that could be costly.
It's the third time already into this first quarter that Sturt have hit the post. Could cost them later in the game. Williams brings the ball out to Lynch. He's unattended. Sloppy work in defence by the Sturt side. As Lynch goes forward, no one underneath that for Woodville. And Darrington with the mark. Kick number 4, Darrington. Drives forward. Wilmot's there. Can't take it. Now Com. Across to Hogarth. He's been in everything already. Unfortunately, that handball went astray. State squad representative McDonald. Out to Jolly. Jolly marks. Come grandstand side on the left foot. The Warriors are doing all the work already in this game, and Templeton perhaps a little bit slow. Good defensive work across the Sturt.
They're looking good, though. They're fierce, they're enthusiastic, and they're fast. And you're seeing all the action on Sevens Big League. Parker over the top. First there's Harris, tackled by Darrington, managed to get the handball to Detman. Kicks it in long now. Tankasick there over the head of that player, and Winter will mop up once again.
Winter goes to the boundary line, nowhere else to go. But as he kicked the ball, he was pushed off balance, and that ball's gone out of bounds on the full. Ralph Sewer on the left foot quickly. Good play to Taylor. Taylor will mark 35 metres out on a slight angle. This will be kick number 4 for Andrew Taylor, and he's a strong, strong lad. It's 4 marks, in fact. This is his first kick. First mark, 4 kicks. We'll get it right for you yet on Sevens Big League. Taylor now kicks on the way. It'll come around, but not enough distance, and a pack will develop in the goal square, and it pushes it through for a point.
7-point advantage to the Warriors. As we see McCarthy makes the kick to the grandstand side. He's pushed that one out in front of the player in Kavanagh. He's tackled, and that's holding the ball. That's a good decision. Kavanagh looking for the free kick, but it was definitely against him. He was well and truly caught on that occasion by John Martin. John Martin could be described as a true utility player. He plays all over the ground. Tankasek couldn't control that one. I think that's an attribute the Woodville side have picked up this year. They're more versatile, David. They've got players they can throw around the ground.
I think that's the key, Kim, to all successful sides. We're 19 minutes in, 12 plays 19. Warriors yet again into attack. John Painter's there, Ralph Sewer. Out to Moschetti, he can't take the ball. But Edmund can, and as he's done so, he's given away a free kick. Well, that was a bit hot.
I certainly agree with you there. That was definitely holding the man in my book.
Play it as you will, it's still a free kick. Hogarth, Derrington. Now to Walk. Walk will accelerate, has a chance to find Wilmot at full forward, and straight on the chest there. Wilmot, thank you.
That is a beautiful piece of footwork.
It's a beautiful kick, Walk. Wilmot has had the benefit of his magnificent foot passing on a number of occasions. Kick number 4, 3 points to his name. Wilmot, let's hope he can find the goals. Today's not his day, and that's point number 4 from 4 kicks.
4 points. Gee, would it make a difference if it had been 4 goals? Jacquio once again. There's been a lot of loose checking here off the kickoffs. We see Williams push that one out in the direction of Taylor. Took that one nicely. Now puts over the long handball towards Harris. Harris has got plenty of time to steady. This looks promising. Spill tried to put him under pressure, and he succeeded as that kick is out on the full.
In fact, on that occasion, Kim, it was great play by Frank Spiel. He made 30 or 40 metres then to put Kevin Harris under pressure, and the resulting kick was out of bounds on the full.
Long relieving kick. In the back of the pack, Reed should manage to pick that one up. He's got Nichols chasing him, now gets it over to Painter. Painter's cool as a cucumber as usual. Out towards Plonk, couldn't hold that one. Being harassed by Toomey. Now gets a long handball out. McDonald in there, couldn't control that. Through goes Martin. Martin over the top to Wilmot. What can he do this time? He's fouled him. He split the centre on that occasion. That takes the Blues on to 2 goals, 7, 19 points, levelling the scores at Adelaide Oval. 3-1 the Warriors.
Goal number 1 for Ian Wilmot. And I was about to call that he'd been pushed off balance. Maybe it helped him. Gathered the ball in a little bit slow, pushed off balance, but still straight through the middle. Dead level here, and we're 23 minutes into the first term.
Laurie Argent back in the middle. This game certainly livening up. It's been a crackerjack pace. Spill, Parker with a tap. Been a great duel already. Through goes Taylor. Smith equal to the task. Frost got in the way. Now it's Smith again. Over to Painter. Back to Smith. Pushes out a pass the direction of Wilmot again. Gary Williams with his hands full at this stage. Play on the cool. And we'll see a ball up.
I think Sturt have been able to turn the tide. Kim, they're doing all the attacking for the last 5 minutes or so, and maybe that's an ominous warning for the second quarter.
There's been a free kick picked up there. Malcolm Blythe wouldn't be too happy with that. You can't afford to give these opportunities to a good side like Sturt.
And a good full forward like Ian Wilmot.
Wilmot, 6th kick coming up. Already kicked 1 goal, 4. Approaching time on, the kick's on its way. Spiel in there. Oh, great mark there by Parker.
Parker out now to Robert Lynch. Lynch goes forward and has Randall Jolly at half-back flank. They'll waste no time, the Warriors. They move it forward, going centre to Colin McDonald. Jim Derrington gives him a little bit of extra attention. Doesn't worry McDonald. Out wide, the running player is Steve Jarkin. Manning goes forward, chips in forward looking for Andrew Taylor. He puts up a big hand, can't take it in. Ross pushes it out to Moschetti. Moschetti gets clear. The Double Blues go forward yet again.
Running in the direction of Ian Jones. Ian Jones put the hand out there. He's hit Martin again. Play on the call. Lynch. Bad pass only to find Spill. Plays on quickly to Slater, putting him under pressure.
Free kick him.
Yes, Detman came in rather late then at a fraction high.
Just a fraction high. Forearm to the back of the head. Painter now with the kick. Right half forward. Goes in long, looking for Wilmot. Wilmot's underneath that one. Up he goes, the big fella. But it's punched away from him by Williams. And Detman will paddle the ball across the line.
25 minutes gone. We've just entered time on. Score's locked away. Spill with the tap behind, only to find Sewer. Handle over to Reckner. Woodville running again. Out wide in the direction of Templeton. Strong mark Templeton.
He did that well, Tim. He pushed his body back into Craig and just gave himself enough breathing space to take the mark.
Certainly did. Right foot kick. Fourth kick for Templeton. Tankasick up high. Couldn't take the mark. Down there was Nichols. He's dangerous on the left foot. John thought about the handle over the top. John Martin says thanks very much. Great play, Woodville. That moves Woodville on to 4 goals, 1, 25 points. Leading Sturt 2-7-19.
How many times have coaches said that the time on period is the most critical part of a game, and here the Warriors have just found something extra at the 26-minute mark. They came out of a scrappy pack, easy as you like, over to John Martin. He popped it through. That gives them a 6-point lead, and they'll need that going into time on.
Certainly will, David. Several players been prominent already this game. One of them being Parker. Spill on this occasion. Too high for Klopp. Spill came through again. 2 taps in a row. Martin with a chance. The ball's come over the back. He's normally accurate. Unfortunately, this time he wasn't. And that's another point for the Blues.
What a great game this has turned into. Woodville 5th, fighting for their place in the 5. Sturt ranked 7th at the moment. They need to get into the 5. As Williams goes short, that could be dangerous. Play on, says the umpire. Through goes Wilmot. Now Moschetti lines up the goals. That's on its way back, and that's a goal. Dangerous play it was. Great goal, Moschetti. And 27 minutes into this final term, yet again the scores are level. That's on 7's big lead.
Yes, well, the pass was dangerous. Jones couldn't complete it. There looked to be a free there to Wilmot. He managed to tap it out to Moschetti, and he's a highly skilled player, Adrian Moschetti, and he made no mistake on that occasion. And Sturt matching anything Woodville can do at this stage of the game.
In fact, Sturt have a 1-point lead. 27.5 minutes into this first term. It's been a great quarter of football. Sewer's been in everything. So's Parker for Woodville. Frank Spiel's done a lot of good work in ruck as well. Great game developing. Kevin Harris, he's been one of their better players already. Cross director, he's been in everything. He goes forward. Tankasick's under that one, puts out a hand and can't take it in. We'll try and accelerate around his tackle. Holding the ball, says the umpire.
It's a great tackle on that occasion. Tankasick chanced his arm, but unfortunately could not get around his opponent, McCarthy. Parker. Painter around his body. Lynch in there, well spoiled Toomey. And out of bounds once more.
Kim, the thing that impresses me about Sturt is the number of very young players, and they're providing a lot of run for the Double Blues.
Well, as I mentioned earlier, they've been unlucky. They've been hit with injuries this year to Pate, Benson. So they've had to rely on their youth. Smith thought about the handball, now uses the run of Moschetti. He can't control it. Detman in with a chance. Tapped it out nicely in the direction of Jolly. Through with Derrington. Desperate play from both sides.
Just as we talk about the youngsters, there's Derrington and Smith, 2 old campaigners for the Double Blues. They're looking to give the young fella some direction.
And they certainly have. 29 minutes gone in this first quarter. Siren should blow any time now.
A little dangerous kick there from Max Parker. Darryl Smith with the free kick.
Smith been a lot more aggressive this year. Attracted the attention of the media and also a few opponents, I'd imagine. Great mark on that occasion, walk, and he does appear to be playing a permanent forward pocket, David.
Isn't he a good mark for a small man? And yes, he is a permanent forward pocket. Derrington's done all the roving in this first quarter.
Siren's gone. Walk coming up for his third kick. Very handy goal this would be. Umpire doesn't move much at all. It's through, and great goal to David Walker. A very handy one at that. That takes Sturt on to 4 goals, 8, 32 points. Leading Woodville 4-1-25 on 7's big lead.
Second quarter at Adelaide Oval, and Sturt lead the Warriors by only 7 points. Frank Spiel and Max Parker in ruck. That's been a great duel already today. As Spiel goes over the top and gets the tap out towards Painter, but Harris for Woodville comes out with the ball, and a long left-hand handball goes forward. Another pack develops, and already the double blues now back into attack. Plonk gets a hand to the ball. Toomey comes out. Handball's all away, but too late, says the umpire, holding the ball.
A little bit unlucky, attempted to get rid of that one. Nonetheless, Klopp out quickly to Smith, who's provided some run. Thought about the handball, chances his arm to get past Jones, couldn't do it. Play on the call. Harris now has a go, back to Jones. And we'll see Randall Jolly to relieve.
Well, how that wasn't holding the ball, Kim, after the earlier decision, I don't know. But Max Parker now. Back to Jolly. Jolly gets tackled. Now out to Harris. Harris over the top, has Detman running. Detman to Sewer. Sewer's been in everything in this first quarter. Zip-zap on the left foot. Goes forward. Out there finds John Martin. John Martin on the left foot goes forward. Dragon Tank sits there, and that's a great goal, John Martin. And that puts the Warriors back within 1 point of the double blues.
That certainly was a great goal. And we mentioned it before, Ralph Sewer has been absolutely everything. That was his 11th possession, and we're only 1 minute into this second quarter. It was a beautiful pass, superbly executed. He found Johnny Martin. He knew he had time to steady. In fact, it may have been Stephen Nichols.
Definitely was Stephen Nichols, Kim.
Sorry, Stephen Nichols. Nonetheless, it was a tremendous goal.
Yes, a great goal. Back at centre. Stephen Nichols first. Nobody gets that tap. Max Parker grabs the ball. Back out to Sewer. Best on ground already, Sewer. Now with Detman. Warriors are attacking. They did it in the first quarter. The first half of the first quarter was all theirs. Back with Sewer. Kick number 13. There's been a free kick picked out there. I can't find out why. Andrew Winter in a double blue.
In actual fact, David, it was his 12th possession and his 6th kick. It comes down to Derrington. Out wide now, long kick. Direction of Plom, front position Plom. That's a strong mark. It hasn't been paid. Players looking for free kicks everywhere. Chris Toomey thought it was hard on the full. And we'll see a throw in the right forward pocket.
I think Chris Toomey would have liked the free kick, Kim.
Certainly would. Down in the direction of Lynch. Quick kick away. Comes out now to Orr. Slight push to the back by Moschini, unseen by the umpire. Handles out to Derrington. Smith waiting for that one. Now he kicks out wide. Underneath that was Underwood. Wilmot in there. Through comes Gary Williams. Oh, he attacked that ball fiercely. He deserves that free kick.
It's a well-earned free kick. Warriors yet again running the ball out of defence. Yet again with Sewer. He's been in everything. Sewer looking for Andrew Taylor at centre-half forward. He's been a good player in the first quarter. Kevin Harris, hard worker. Now it's back out with Stephen Nichols. He'll gather the ball in, handball to Michael Templeton. Templeton dodges, weaves, lines up the goals. It's over the heads of the defenders and straight through the goals. Kick number 5. Goal number 2. Sturt, 4 goals, 8-32. The Warriors now advance to 6 goals, 1-37. 5 points clear.
Once again, that play was set up by Andrew Taylor. He managed to get it out to Nichols. Templeton thought about giving it back, then decided to have a shot himself. It just cleared the player's hands. He got a superb bounce, and the Warriors bouncing back.
The 2 Tasmanian recruits, Stephen Nichols and Michael Templeton, proving great players for the Warriors. Back now at centre, umpire Darryl Schramm. That one to Spiel, big tap. Comes out to Underwood. Now Smith. Hogarth on the left foot. Goes forward. Gary Williams leads in the race. Colin McDonald. Scrappy play now. Accelerating through the centre there was Andrew Underwood. Over the top to David Walker. Easy flight, tipped it through. Goal number 2, David Walker. Sturt now go to 31-37 on Seven's big lead.
Well, that was great play by Underwood on that occasion. And he reaped the rewards of running straight at the ball. He never hesitated for one moment on that occasion. And David Walker is looking very dangerous in that forward pocket. Managed to get away from his opponent in Ian Jones and made no mistake from 1 metre out.
With 4 minutes into this second term at Adelaide Oval, already 3 good goals scored. Spiel yet again with that tap down to Derrington. He punches it forward. Robert Lynch is there for the Warriors. He can't get his kick away. In fact, he's been grabbed high and will receive a free kick. Robert Lynch at centre field. Chips forward looking for Kevin Harris or Max Parker. Harris is there first. That's short. They need to go a little bit more direct, the Warriors. That's what Harris does. Goes forward looking for Taylor. He can't take it, but John Martin can. Started quietly, John Martin, but he's been in a few things just after quarter time. Kick number 5. Forward. Oh, easy as you like, Ian Detman. Read the ball better. Moschetti flew early, and Ian Detman stood his ground and took the mark. He's now 25 metres out. Kick number 2. Slight angle. Ian Detman will have an opportunity to bring up his first goal. Kicks on its way. That's a goal, Ian Detman. And yet again in this 6 soaring match, the Warriors hit the front. 7 goals, 143. Lead Sturt 5 goals, 8-38.
Detman, he managed to come down from the half from his wing on that occasion. He drifted right down in the pocket. And Ian Detman is a player that always gives 100%. Scoreboard tells the story at this stage. 5-point advantage to the Warriors.
What an absorbing duel this has turned into, both between the Warriors and the Double Blues, and Frank Spiel and Max Parker. Now McDonald over to Harris. Harris and Sewer have been great players already. Randall Jolly onto the left foot. Goes forward looking for John Martin. Ball's punched away from him. Back with Kavanagh. Derrington. They're moving the ball much better now. Paul Hogarth kicks forward. Underneath that's Walk. He's held by the arm. No free kick, says the umpire. Backing out of that one's Chris Turvey. But cool as you like, David Walk. Great play. He'll run into an open goal. Kick his third. And Sturt will advance to 6 goals, 8-44. Leading Woodville 7-1-43.
Well, that was David Walk's 5th kick. And I would imagine Chris Teamy would feel like digging a hole now and burying himself in the turf of Adelaide Oval. He managed to gain possession. He broke the tackle. And then he handballed straight to Walk. Well, it may have slipped out of his hand. Either the way, it wasn't very pleasing from the part of the Woodville players, and Walk made no mistake to post his 3rd goal.
2 goals in 7 minutes for David Walk. Goal number 3 for him. Playing permanent forward pocket, and that could be something worth watching. Jolly back at centre, gets the ball clear. Ball comes to Moschetti. He's tackled. Gets the handball off. Frost is tackled also by Taylor. Now Derrington. Double Blues are mucking around a little bit. Smith drives long. That's better work. Looking forward. Ian Jones punches the ball from Walk. Chris Toomey backs up and heads to out of side.
Darryl Smith there to mop up. Kicks that one round his body. Clomped from behind on that occasion. Through goes Walk once again. In fact, it was Martin. Jacquia back manages to find Jolly. Randall Jolly plays on quickly. Robbie Lynch now out the direction of Johnny Martin. He's under pressure. Couldn't get the handball back to Nichols. Instead of Kavanagh, or Reed in fact, over to Frost. Frost, a prodigious kick. Only player to run of the ball was McDonald on that occasion. Now Rector goes in there hard, and that'll be a bounce, and that's a reasonable decision.
That's a good decision, Kim. The ball was definitely held to Rector. He couldn't get the ball away. Darryl Schramm made the only sensible decision. There's been a lot of ball ups already today.
Certainly has. Parker down in the direction of Hogarth. He managed to get that one out to Craig, playing on a half-back flank today, and he's found his centre half forward in Robert Klopp.
He's giving them something to kick to, Robert Klopp, the Double Blues. Good chest mark to him, but he's done a lot of heavy work up forward. They can get him firing with Wilmot. Double Blues will be a formidable combination. That kicks offline, however. Up it goes. Great mark, Ian Jones in the back pocket. Bit of extra attention there from David Walk. He's not happy with that. Neither of the other players. Darryl Schramm tries to sort it out.
I'm pretty sure we'll see a little bit of aggro develop between these two players as the day wears on.
Well, Ian Jones wouldn't be happy with the 3 goals that David Walk's kicked on him. I think Walk's probably had the better already. On that occasion, it was a good mark. Steve Jackie has got the kick. Templeton and Derrington. Now to Delina. He'll accelerate through. He can't get clear, however, and gets a handball on. That's intercepted by Depp, and cleverly kicks the ball forward. Looking for Taylor. Ray punches the ball from him. Ralph Sturt comes through heavily. That was good work. Now Delina back to Derrington. Go along the double blues. No, they go wide. Jeff Martin here on the outer half-forward flank. Crowd's getting involved now. They're sensing a good game. Jeff Martin goes forward. Underneath that one's Walker Jones. He's held by the hand as David Walk, and the ball will go over his head and through for a point.
They've got every reason to sense a good game, David, because it's been a great game so far. We've had 10 minutes into this second quarter. We'll have to go back as the goal umpire was still waving the flags, and Gary Williams will have to kick out once again.
Kim, the lead has changed 4 times already in the first 10 minutes of this second quarter.
Williams out towards Parker, got away from Spiel on that occasion. Now Robbie Lynch gives a short lead, ignored by Parker, goes up the top towards Taylor. He's come down from centre half forward, well tackled by Frost. Caldolina in there. Play on the call, he's managed to pass that one in towards Smith, and Darryl Smith from about 50 metres out has an opportunity to score for the Double Blues. 9th kick coming up for Darryl Smith. Got to take your hat off to this fella. Had a lot of injuries through his season, through his career, I should say. It's a long kick. Umpire makes plenty of ground. In fact, it's out on the full, and the kicking has not been a feature of the Sturt side's game today.
No, particularly up forward where they've been inaccurate. They've hit the post 3 times. Big Ian Wilmot's first 4 kicks were points. Hit the post on 2 occasions. Jackie now. Off the back line come the Warriors. They've been moving the ball well. That kick's not a good one, however. Taylor's underneath that. He's strong. Breaks the tackle. Toomey. Long handball. Noel McDonald. He punches the ball away. Coming back through is Harris. Built like a wombat, Kevin Harris. Very strong and low to the ground. Now going forward is Michael Templeton. Kick goes forward, but it's out of bounds in the left forward pocket.
Yeah, and that was a valiant effort on that occasion by Lynch. It appeared to be Lynch.
He's a strong player, Kevin Harris, though, Kim. I like him.
He certainly is. In fact, that player was Nichols, I'm sorry. Tankasick doing the ruck work, tried to grab that one. Players dive in there. No one can win the ball, and we'll have a bounce only metres out from the Woodville goal.
Desperate play in the second quarter, coming to you on 7's big lead.
Big tap, Johnny Martin. He's done a lot of ruck work before. The snapshot on its way by Templeton. It swung back the other way. Through goes Regner. Through, great goal. That's a tremendous Rovers goal by Regner. That takes Woodville onto 8 goals, 1. Incredibly straight kicking. 49 points. Leading Sturt 6-9-45.
That's Stephen Regner's first goal, and he's carrying on from the good work of 5 goals last week. Left foot kick came in from Michael Templeton. Tankasick was there but couldn't take the ball. Regner read it very well. Chipped it around his body in goal number 1, and only needs another 4 to emulate last week's performance.
Back in the centre, Darryl Schramm. Parker and Spiel are going to have to ruck all day today. Down to Sewer, he's been in everything so far this game. Frost, Taylor. Taylor's a strong player. Tap that one down towards his opponent in Kavanagh. He managed to get that one out to Smith. Smith long along the boundary line, looking for his centre half forward in Plump. Plump rather casual on that occasion. Toomey in there, so's McDonald. McDonald should relieve, and he does so, and he finds Harris.
Well, Plump was maybe a little bit unlucky not to have received the free kick. He certainly looked for one. Kevin Harris, him and Ralph Sturt, gee, they've played well. So's this guy. Max Parker runs at that one. So's it is Paul Hogarth. Left foot kick, socks down. Colin McDonald runs through. On the left hand, it's looking for Steve Jack here. He has the ball in front of him, but it's bouncing awkwardly. David walks on, hot on his tail. Onto the left foot he goes. And out there, Stephen Regner to relief for the Warriors.
Regner, former West Adelaide player, made a success of his transition to the Warriors. Throwing the ball down the crowd, Regner went for the safety of the line. Martin wants a free kick. But I'm sorry, boys, you'll have to be happy with a throw-in.
Jeff Martin threw his hands up in despair there. He said, I'd like this one. The umpire didn't agree with him. Max Parker, strong left arm roundhouse. Back to Moskeny. Starting to do some attacking. There's only 4 points of difference. 13 minutes into the second quarter. Colin McDonald, now Gary Williams. Great game already, and we're only into the second quarter. Ralph Sturt, he's had 1 million possessions. Kevin Harris has had the same amount. Dedman, good players everywhere for the Warriors. Off to Jolly. He gathers the ball in, handballs over the top. They're perhaps overdoing the handball now. Back with Stephen Nichols on the left foot. Goes in centre field looking for Tankasick. Tankasick's up, can't take it. Peter Reid will push the ball through. No, he didn't. Andrew Taylor did. And Andrew Taylor has kicked his first goal. Well, what about that?
Well, they had plenty of opportunities to knock that over the line, David. You see, Tankasick couldn't take the mark from behind. Craig was there. So too was Reid. He tried to get it over the line. It was a great tackle. And through went Taylor, and that was a very, very handy goal. Now Woodville need to go on with it here. 10-point advantage.
Already they've kicked 5 goals in this second term. Developing into a great game. Andrew Taylor's first. Don't think Merv Kane would have been too happy about that though. Moskeny fumbles the ball now, gets it out to Craig. Craig goes to the outer half forward flank, but Robert Lynch will run back. Over the shoulder mark is good work. Off to Jacquier. His kick goes forward. Stephen Nichols coming into the game, the Tasmanian recruit. On the left foot again, goes short. Has Dedman. They're combining well now up forward, the Warriors. Their possessions are being utilised very well, man to man. They're not wasting the ball a terribly large amount. Dedman goes forward.
First leading the chase for the ball is Ron Fuller, playing his 100th game today. Can't gain possession, and we'll have a throw in. Oh, it's out on the full. It's obviously come off the boot of Fuller.
38 for Sturt is Michael Hogarth, who's come on.
In actual fact, it came off the boot of Darrington, and Fuller will take the free kick. Ron Fuller, short pass, and he's found Templeton.
Been a busy player, Templeton, Kim.
Yes, he's already got 2 goals to date, coming up for his 8th kick, David. And as we've mentioned before, these Tasmanian recruits have been more than useful for the Woodville Football Club. Important kick. Unfortunately offline, through for a point, and that's Woodville's second point. That takes them on to 9 goals 2, leading Sturt 6-9.
Yes, 11 points the difference. Sturt need to get a little bit closer. It's been an absorbing duel already today. The double blues come back into play. Over the top was Rector. He couldn't take it. Daryl Smith does. Reads it better off the pack. Long kick forward looking for Plonk. McDonald takes the ball as clever as you like. Chips it out looking for Sewell wide. Well, Sewell's been a dynamo. Been in everything. Detman's coming into the game as well. Jacquier, centre wing. Steps around Hogarth. Jimmy Darrington. Off to Andrew Winter. His kicks wide with the Spiel. The lumbering Giants. There they go. Max Parker. Frank Spiel. He's tackled. Has the ball, has he? It's underneath him. Holding the ball. Sitting out. Good decision.
Yes, they had the ball underneath him, and Spiel was off like a racehorse on that occasion. He put it out in front of Wilmot.
Draft horse, Kim.
I'm a little bit more polite than you, Dave.
Sure, Frank wouldn't mind. Desperate play forward. Hogarth, Paul goes through. Has the ball in front of him. He's a terrier. Gathers in the ball, looking for Walk. He's tackled and dragged down. No free kick. Now it's Wilmot. He's leg. Yes, says Darryl Schramm. He's picked it up. Colin McDonald's not happy. Chris Toomey says, oh, what the heck. Kick number 7 for Wilmot.
I really don't think that would have been what Chris Toomey said.
1 goal 4. There's Merv Kane pointing out something to the other player, Sandy Nelson there. They need this one, the double blues.
Of course, Sandy Nelson is chairman of selectors, former Sturt champion.
Wilmot goes forward. Kicks on its way. That looks good. Goal number 2 in Wilmot. The double blues are on the way back. 7 goals 9-51. Trailing Woodville now 9 goals 56.
Well, we've got a seesawing affair here. There's no doubt about that. That was the free kick that didn't really please the Woodville players.
It was there.
This Toomey wasn't happy about it. 7-9-52 to 9-2-56. 4-point advantage to the Warriors.
He was definitely leaked. Goal number 2, Ian Wilmot. Back now, Max Parker's got the sit, gets the tap down the direction of Harris, but Painter reads it best. Comes forward. Oh, Jackie had his head knocked off. Martin nearly did too. The flashes developing there. A few players didn't like that. Ian Wilmot says, I'm okay. Didn't really hurt Steve Jackie. He's got the free kick. Just a glancing blow. Handballs it off now.
Well, he's a policeman, David, so they got pretty thick heads normally, haven't they?
That's a very unkind comment, Jim. Max Parker.
Parker on to Templeton. Templeton now with a chance to push a pass down the direction of Takers. He's found him. Beautiful football. Plays on quickly. Back to Templeton. He's run himself into trouble. He's got clear. Kick on its way. Cross goal, 1 point. Woodville, 9 goals, 3 behind, 57 points. 1 clear kick ahead of the Double Blues.
2 goals, 1 to Michael Templeton, and I think there's a lot of policemen out there, Kim, that mightn't like your comment about policemen being thickheads.
Probably didn't come out as well as I would have liked.
I hope they don't pick you up speeding on the way home tonight. Anyway, Frost with the kick. Brings the ball back into play for the Double Blues. Looking for Johnny Painter. It's punched away from him by Max Parker. Darryl Smith juggles the ball in. Kick number 11 for him. Playing well. Plomp, he's done a lot of heavy work up forward. Hogarth. Paul. We've got to keep remembering there's 2 Hogarths playing now. Michael's just entered the arena. Cousins from Mildura.
Throw in at the boundary line there. Taken by Plomp. Smith in there. Hard body work. Painter in there. Manages to come out with the ball. Couldn't get it to his boot, though, on that occasion. And we'll see it bounce up, or ball up once again. I must retract that comment, David. I really didn't mean it to sound that way.
Actually, I've got to tell the people at home there's a couple of policemen sitting right in front of us now. I wonder whether they've heard.
Hogarth, he's been a terrier. Darrington in there. Quick handle out towards Painter. Painter always has time on his side. Pushes that one out in the direction of Walk, and he takes that beautifully. He can get off the ground for a little fella.
Marvellous mark for a sport, chap.
Could be a little too far out of his ground on this occasion. He's going to give it a ride. He elected the screw punt. It's going to fall short. Williams there. Sport away beautifully. It's come off the pack and taken by McDonald.
They run the ball well out of defence. The Warriors, and yet again they do it. Yet again it's Ralph Sewer. He's had a field day today. I'd like to know who's on him. Andrew Taylor came through and punched the ball all the way from David Frost. Where is Ralph Sewer playing, Kim?
Well, I think anywhere he wants at this stage, David. He's definitely not being picked up.
I haven't been able to pick up where he's playing. He looked like he was playing in the centre at one stage, but he's been deep into attack as well.
Well, he was named on the half-forward flank, and I think he can just rove where he wants. He's got by himself again, and if Jolly could keep it in Templeton, couldn't keep it in play, I can assure you it would have gone over to Sewer if he had been able to.
Kim, even now, there's not a player within 30 yards of Ralph Sewer.
Well, I think he's playing the half-forward flank, David, and just being allowed to roam wherever he wants around the ground. Moschini skirts the boundary line, managed to hook that one back in towards Martin. He got an unfavourable bounce. Toomey in there, tried to tap it back to Jackbeer. Great tackle on that occasion, Martin. That's allowed Hogarth to put it over the top. Quick pass out to Walk. Great mark, Walk, and
that was Hogarth to Hogarth.
It certainly was. I wasn't sure if that was the case, David.
Ball to Michael.
But hey, there's a little scuffle on behind play here. Ward's not interested because he's got the ball anyway.
Giving Wilmot some attention in the goal square. Robert Lynch and Gary Williams were involved in that.
Well, we see the Woodville runner coming out now, and they're getting a little bit disorganised down their back line. As Walk rubs salt into the wound and puts that right through the middle. That was his 6th kick and his 4th goal, and that takes the Blues on to 8 goals, 9, 57. Tying up scores here at Adelaide Oval, 9-3 the Warriors, and we've played 24 minutes of this 2nd quarter.
Yes, Michael Hogarth took the ball from Paul Hogarth, chipped it across to David Walk. I think what they were concerned about was that little bit of attention that David Walk received from Gary Williams.
Back in centre, just approaching time on. Parker taps straight down towards Smith. Jacquia come out. He's been a good player today. McDonald in there does that better than his opponent. Toomey, Sewer again. Geez, absolutely everywhere. He's killing him up there. Pass too high on that occasion, but Tankasek. Through comes Reed. Handball out to Cabernet. Puts in a high, wobbly kick. Darrington underneath it. Completes the mark.
Darrington's been a good player for the Double Blues. They're attacking well now. They were behind early in the quarter. Bad bounce. Neil Craig. Kevin Harris. He's been like Ralph Sewer and everything. Now Ralph Sewer. This is the Ralph Sewer Show, coming to you on 7's Big League. Andrew Taylor with a low chest mark at centre-half forward, attended by David Frost. Kick number 7. He's a strong player. I think Woodville can be very pleased they've recruited him. Now they're looking for Templeton. He couldn't take the ball in. Double Blues been tenacious back there. The ball comes forward looking for Daryl Smith, but the bounce is unkind to him and it's gone across the line.
Well, from the opening bounce, David, this game has been played at a crackerjack pace. A good crowd. I'd say a crowd of at least 6,000. Here to see if the Warriors can win 3 in a row. Over the top, Hogarth. He's been a good player. That's Paul Hogarth. Over to Smith. To Delino. Delino, oh, he missed Wilmot with the pass, but walks in there buttering up. He's got it over to Clough. Clough on the right. Oh, great play, David Gorg. He's an absolute live wire in that forward pocket. He's had a hand in a number of goals, and that takes the Blues on to 9 goals, 63 points. Pulling away from the Warriors, 9-3, 57.
Carl Delina set that one up. He accelerated through the centre wing position, and after some desperate play earlier on the half-back flank, Walk chipped it across the comp, and G. Walk's been dangerous up forward, Kim.
He certainly has, David, and you said it before, how crucial can time on be in a game like this? 2 very, very important goals of the Double Blues. Darrington again, it's a high kick. Wilmot underneath it, he's got the sit. Well spoiled by Williams. It comes out of Toomey. Great handball to Williams. Over to McDonald, had a fumble. Got it back to Williams. Oh, there's pressure. Hogarth's done it well. A little fella, and he'll receive a free kick. Oh, they're becoming a little bit rattled back there.
Called it earlier, Kim, he's a terrier, and that's just what he did. He had Colin McDonald, the state squad member, and Gary Williams both under pressure, 1 out.
Well, it was just a fundamental error on that occasion by McDonald. A simple handball, and he couldn't take it cleanly. Now we see Hogarth coming up for his 8th kick. Very important one. Fortunately, it's not a very strong kick. Spiel got his hands up there, couldn't take it, and Jolly decides to punch it out of bounds. And we've had 26.5 minutes of this second quarter, and the Blues lead by 1 goal.
Yes, brought to you by 7's Big League, and this has developed into an absorbing game. Sturt 11 points down midway through the term, now 6 points clear. Neil Craig trying to find somebody. Chipped back to centre field, and he's found Daryl Smith, and that's good play. Daryl Smith's only 55 metres out. He's had a bundle of kicks, 15 kicks.
Yeah, that's an incredible effort before half-time.
He's also had 4 marks, Kim, so he's been one of their better players. Kicks on its way, it's in the goal square. Up they go. Great mark, Gary Williams. Oh, no, the umpire's taken it off him. How could he do that? Well, the kick came in forward. Up high went Gary Williams. He sat there, forward up. Maybe we could show this in the mark that never was. Well, I couldn't see anything there. Eyes on the ball. That's a mark in my book.
Well, I thought it was a superb mark. The only excuse I could find there, or the reason, is that possibly Max Parker interfered with Wilmot on that occasion. It was very hard to pick up on the replay. Obviously, the umpire's a lot closer, and we have to give them the benefit of the doubt. But, gee, that was unfortunate for Williams, because that's one of the best marks I've seen for a long time.
Well, that's one for the umpires, and what's your decision? 12 points the difference. Sturt have the advantage. 10-9, 69. Woodville 9 goals, 3, 57.
And they've managed to get 3 goals in time on, David. And Warriors would still probably have about 90 seconds to see if they can get in a quick reply. Parker's had to stand underneath that one, did it well, got it straight down to Smith though. He's been a great player. Kick comes out wide. Leading in the chase is Delina. Thought about using Moschini, sold the dummy well. That was good play by the youngster. Klomp from behind. Oh, nearly a big grab, Klomp. He couldn't take it. Parker battling away. Hogarth, he is a terrier, this bloke. Look at him go. But he's been outwitted on that occasion by Harris.
The Wombat.
Harris to Templeton. Couldn't control it. And a throw in right in front of our commentary position.
Gee, Kim, I like Paul Hogarth, isn't he, a terrier?
He certainly is. I don't know if Wombat's that complimentary, David.
I'm sure he wouldn't mind. He's low to the ground. He's built like one and he plays like a Sherman tank, Kevin Harris. Wouldn't worry him what anyone called him, I don't think. Now back with Derrington. He drives the ball to centre half forward. Underneath, that's Craig. He's been shifted into attack. Toomey. Punched out. Jackie leads the race to that ball. Colin McDonald's there also. He gets kneed in the back by Woodville. Sturt opponent. Around the corner goes Jeff Barton. Oh, he's brought the crowd to their feet. Great goal, Jeff Barton on the left foot. And in time on, Sturt have kicked 4 goals. Woodville trailing 9-3-57. Sturt have raced to 11-9. 75.
Well, that was an incredible kick. In fact, it was Martin's 7th kick for the game, and he's another player that's always dangerous around the forward lines. He skirted through there. I didn't think he'd be able to hook it back from that position, but have a look at that. He has hooked that right around his body. It cleared the head of Wilmot, and it's bounced through. And as David Mackay said, that's 4 goals in time on, and that spells danger for the Warriors.
They raced away to an 18-point lead, the Double Blues, and Merv Kamen would be pretty happy with that. Malcolm Blight wouldn't be. The Warriors go into attack for the first time in 5 or 6 minutes. Out to Templeton, left-hand handball. That's a bad one. He butters up again, tries to kick the ball off the ground. John Martin's there, gets out a funny old handball, looking in the direction of Ron Fuller. He goes around his body but can only kick a point.
Well, Ronnie Fuller playing his 100th game for the Woodville Football Club. He had a little bit of time to steady on that occasion, and that was a much-needed goal, and I thought it was an opportunity gone begging on that occasion.
Yes, a goal there would have been handy for the Warriors. Double Blues back into play. Up goes Spiel. His big hands. Oh, he's grabbed it, but Andrew Taylor's clobbered him on the run down. Spiel, I don't think is all that concerned. He wants to get on with it. Only got a minute or so of play to go, the Double Blues. They want another goal. Centre forward looking for Klomp. He's done some good heavy work, Klomp, today. Chris Toomey, he's been strong. Jeff Martin taps the ball out. Derrington has the run of the ball. Leads it off to the running player in Michael Hogarth. His kick's not a good one. Oh, David Walk, good skills over the shoulder left foot. Oh, no, he's kicked it. He's kicked it. Great work, David Walk. That's his ball.
Gee, was that through? I thought he'd missed it. He did it superbly. He managed to get round the opponent all right. We see here when Michael Hogarth provided the run for Derrington. Then he was tackled. He couldn't get a clear kick away. Now Walk just did this beautifully in one way. Thought about kicking. Snapped it round his body with the left boot. I thought that he'd missed. But there was no mistake there. That's straight through the middle, and the siren's gone here at Adelaide Oval. And that sees Sturt, after kicking 5 goals in time on, go to 12-9-81, leading Woodville 9-4-58. Well, an incredible time-on period in the second quarter saw Sturt kick 5 goals. They now lead by 23 points. Parker, big tap, straight to Moschini, had a quick fumble, managed to get it onto his boot, down in the direction, or over the head of Jacquia. Martin in there, handballed out towards Klomp. Toomey first to lead in the chase. Now Jacquia back in there, and he'll relieve for the Warriors.
Kevin Harris has the ball. He had a great first half, Kevin Harris. Stephen Reckner's been a good player also for the Warriors today. Chips the ball around his body, goes in high. Andrew Taylor is manhandled by Frost. But Peter Reid will relieve the pressure for the Double Blues. Out now to Painter. Painter marks at left half back. Left foot kick goes forward. Underneath, that's Hogarth. Paul. He's onto his right foot, drives it forward. Underneath that one is Williams. Colin McDonald's there. Coming out's David Walk. 5 goals, David Walk to half-time. Great effort from him. Wilmot couldn't take that one in. Steve Jacquia backs up for Woodville. Cross goals. Not dangerous on that occasion. Out to Reckner on the left foot. Reckner's kick goes forward, and Randall Jolly is marked for Woodville.
Randall Jolly been a consistent player today. Pushes out this one, looking for the recruit, and Taylor, well spoiled by Frost on that occasion. He's got plenty of height, Frost. Toomey. Received a free kick, play on the call, the advantage paid. Oh, it's a bad pass, and Frost chips in, and now he spears that one out to Wilmot. At the back of the pack is the Woodville defender. Come back out towards Toomey. Now Toomey clears out towards McDonald. Couldn't take that one. Now he's butted up well, and he looks out in the direction of Templeton.
Kim, the player you couldn't pick up was David Chappell, the new recruit, and he's just onto the field after half-time, and it looks like he's gone to the back pocket to pick up David Walk. Daryl Smith now with the kick goes forward. Walk up again. He took some great marks in the first half, but on that occasion he gave away a free kick, and David Chappell, first kick in South Australian League football in his first game in South Australian League football. Another free kick's been picked out. David Frost was holding Andrew Taylor's arm, and the Woodville centre-half forwards will drive them deep into attack.
Looking for Tankasek. He's having a bit of a tackle behind play with McCarthy. He's come out with the ball, though. Feeds out a quick one to Templeton. He's a left footer. He's going to have to be a pretty good shot from here. He's put it in the goal square. Players underneath. Big leap from Ragnar. Couldn't take it. We see Winter clear for the Blues. Hogarth with the spoil. Smith. High tackle, and the free kick will be awarded to Randall Jolly.
Yes, the free kick was definitely there. Randall Jolly, 9 kicks to date. We're 2 minutes into this third term at Adelaide Oval. Sevens big lead. Kavanagh handballs out. Painter doing some hard work. Paddles the ball in front of him. Handballs over the top. Double Blues are running. That's Delina onto his right foot. Goes forward. Plumps underneath that one. So too was Neil Craig. But free kick's going the Warriors' way. Colin McDonald it is. Number 22. State squad member for the Warriors. Goes towards centre-half forward. Andrew Taylor's come down. He's been pushed off the ball by Frost. Now Kevin Harris. Oh, good work, Kevin Harris. Handballs off to the running player in Templeton. Goal number 3, Templeton, and perhaps the Warriors are on the way back. 10 goals for 64. Trailing Sturt, 12 goals, 9, 81.
Well, it was important they got that first goal after the half-time break. Taylor couldn't take the mark there. We see Harris low to the ground as usual. Managed to accelerate away, pop that one over to Templeton. That was his 11th kick for the game. He made no mistake to post his 3rd goal.
They now trail by 17 points, the Warriors. They need a few more of those. 3 to be precise to get back in this game. Frank Spiel, Max Parker. That's been a dynamic duel today. John Painter paddles the ball out in front, but Reckner for Woodville leads in the race for the ball. Chips across the top to Colin McDonald. Well down from his half-back flank. He has a bounce on centre wing. Chips forward. Looking there for Nichols. Nichols paddles the ball in front of him. Great work by Andrew Winter. Pushes the ball out towards Reid. Reid across to Painter, and Painter on the left foot. The Blues are into attack.
He's managed to find Craig, who appears to be playing on a half-forward flank this quarter, instead of the half-back flank he was on for the first half. Paul Hogarth. Out to Spiel. Spiel with an awkward-looking kick has run that one over the boundary line in the right-hand forward pocket.
Kim, I think occasionally we're confusing Paul Hogarth with Carl Delina. They look very, very similar. Very difficult to pick them up. But I think generally Paul Hogarth is the player with his socks down. Spiel puts the ball to ground. Max Parker hasn't got it. He's tackled. No free kick, says the umpire. In fact, Darryl Schramm's going to come in and have a ball up.
Right forward pocket. 5 minutes into this 3rd quarter. Spiel and Parker have had to do all the ruck work today. Players dive in, unable to gain possession. And once again, we'll see Darryl Schramm bounce. Points the difference. Flop in there. Taken by Toomey. Only to find young Michael Hogarth. Tipped in looking for his cousin, but couldn't find him, and that was a strong mark by Lynch.
Oh, yes, good strong work by Lynch. He's been good in defence for the Warriors. Goes out wide looking for Ralph Sewer. Easily the best on the ground in the first half. Sewer onto the left foot. Kevin Harris. Probably also one of Warriors' best players. They're starting to run. I'm sure Malcolm Bly would have told them to get into the act at half-time. They let Sturt kick 5 goals in time on in the 2nd quarter. Now Derrington mucking around the Warriors. Back to Andrew Winter. He's been solid. John Painter now to Carl Delina. He's got pace. Delina kicks forward, looking up forward. That's a great mark to David Walk. That's his 3rd great mark of the day, and gee, if that doesn't feature in the highlights, I'll be surprised.
Yes, his confidence is just growing minute by minute. He's taken some incredible grabs, coming up for his 8th kick.
Goes forward, already with 5 goals on the board. That's offline and 1 point the result. Not a bad effort for a permanent forward pocket. 5 goals won. We're only 7 minutes into the 3rd quarter.
And Stephen Jacqui doesn't look good there. He's bleeding profusely from the head. Obviously he's copped a knock in the back of the head. Kick comes out towards Toomey. Couldn't take that, out to McDonald. McDonald now has time to clear for the Warriors. He finds Taylor. He couldn't hold that one. He receives a free kick though from a push in the back.
He looks a good player at centre-half forward for Woodville, Taylor, Kim.
Well, he competes hard, David. He manages to keep the ball in the area, and that's what you need. Jacquia, oh, couldn't hold it. Got up high, tried to break the tackle. In there again is Hogarth.
Look, Kim, that's courageous work from Steve Jacquia. He's bleeding profusely from a cut to the back of his head, and he still went in for that ball very hard.
Certainly did. As we see Painter with the ball. Normally manages to find someone. This time it's Neil Craig.
Started the game on a half-back flank, Neil Craig.
Certainly did. Now on the half-forward flank. It's a long kick. Oh, great mark. Walk again. Oh, he's in everything. He's kicked 5 goals, 1. And Jacqui is coming off the ground. He's not well at all. He's very, very groggy. David Walk has missed. 15 metres out, directly in front, and he has missed. That's a very bad miss.
That looks nasty.
Yes, Jacqui is not well. He looks very disorientated. Let's hope it's not too bad.
Gary Williams to bring the Warriors back into attack. That's bad news for them. Steve Reckner leaving the field. Ian Jones is under that one, drops it. It's been a free kick played, however. Bit of extra attention from Michael Hogarth on Ian Jones. Ian Jones from left half back. Push the Warriors forward. He goes centre field. Underneath that's Max Parker and Frank Spiel. What a duel that's been. Frank Spiel held Max Parker, and Laurie Argent said that's a free kick. Warriors trailing by 19 points. 7 minutes into this 3rd term. Out comes John Martin. Handballs the ball forward. Kavanagh for the Blues. Handballs it out in the direction of Hogarth. Michael. He chips to centre field. Underneath that one is the Carl Delena. They're hard to pick up. Forward to Neil Craig. Neil Craig's at the true centre-half forward position. Wilmot's on a lead. Goes looking for him. Over his head, and Williams is there to try and mark. There's a free kick being picked out by Darren Schramm. That's going the way of Woodville.
Play on the call, and the ball's come out towards McDonald. Uses the run of Robbie Lynch. Been a good player today, Lynch. Kicks out wide. Jolly at the back of the pack. He'll be able to play on from here. He's a bit too far out to score, but he sent that one in on its way. Only to see that marked by Wayne Kavanagh.
He's coming into the game, Kim.
He has. The defence has been good of Sturt today. See, a funny-looking kick, but he's managed to find his mark, and unfortunately, Delena couldn't take it. Sewer's in there with a chance. Now chips out a short pass to Martin. That fell short of his mark. Quick handball. Smith back towards Winter. All set up his teammate in Darrington. We see Delena to relieve once again through the agency of Painter.
Painter on that accustomed left foot goes looking forward to Klomp. Oh, great mark, Robert Klomp. Good work for the big fella. He pushes the ball forward. Neil Craig was in his way. And Robert Klomp's done a lot of heavy work up at centre-half forward for Sturt. Yet again, another free kick. Who had that? Craig. They both had a piece of that. Klomp and Craig. Craig started the game at half-back, went to half-forward flank. Now to Walk. He's been sensational up forward. Great skills from the young player. Goes forward, and we've called great skills. What about that? Kick number 10, goal number 6. On the left foot, David Walk. Woodville 10 goals, 464. A trailing Sturt, 13 goals, 11. 89.
Well, how unpredictable is football? David Walk's been in absolutely everything. He couldn't hold that mark, recovered well, sold the dummy, got around big Maxi Parker, and from a very acute angle snapped an incredible goal, but it was only moments ago he took a superb mark from 15 metres out and he missed. Fortunes favour the brave. He certainly gave that one a ride, and that's been a great player, David Walk.
Yes, he kicked 4 goals in that second term. set up a 23-point lead at half-time for the Double Blues. Now back with Jolly for the Warriors, driving forward. Underneath that one's Reckner. No, Bowman it was, onto the field now. But Andrew Winter solid at back pocket. Drives out wide, has Delina. Delina takes a strong chest mark. He socks her down too now. It's very much like Paul Hogarth. It's forward, Klomp's under that one. Contest for every ball, Robert Klomp. Back with Delina, following through. Good work from the young player. Those Mildura recruits have been good value. There's one of them, Jeff Martin. Tips it across. Going forward, oh, easy as you like, Paul Hogarth. He's tackled. He could have had a shot for goal, and that's holding the ball. Bad play.
That was bad play. He should have had a shot. There's a try of a little bit of inexperience there, but I still think the decision should have been play on. As soon as he was grabbed, he handled. Nonetheless, it's Sewer to relieve. Pushes out a pass in direction of Templeton. He's been well spoiled by Nichols, it was. Well spoiled by Reid. Players jump on top of each other. Daryl Schramm says, thanks very much, I'll have that one.
23 on your screen for Sturt was Laskeny, playing at centre wing today.
We've had 11 minutes of this third quarter. Ball bounced perilously close to the boundary line. Smith quick to get the ball on his boot underneath it. Detman, oh, that's a strong mark. Had to stand his ground. Heard the players coming from behind, but he's a very courageous player, Detman. Now Templeton, out wide. Toomey's going to have to make up some ground here. Does it well, managed to weave his way through. He's a chance to score from here. He's a good kick. Normally, he's let me down, though. He's passed that one straight to Kavanagh.
It wasn't a very good kick, Kim. Kavanagh relieves for the Double Blues. 12 minutes into this third quarter. It's action coming to you live from Sevens Big League. Laskeny is in trouble. Sewer has the ball, but Daryl Schramm said he caught one too high.
Very, very lucky on that occasion. Daryl Smith was holding on to the ball. He was trying to draw the play, but he should have got on his boot.
Laskeny handballs off to Daryl Smith. He goes to centre half forward. No mark taken there. Ian Jones comes through for the Warriors. Ralph Sewer comes through hard also. Randall Jolly. He'll go to centre half forward, looking for Stevie Reckner. Reckner comes out and takes a strong chest mark. Looking for Leeds, Reckner. Woodville forwards need to start moving. Tankasix there, standing his ground. Runs back on it, can't take it. Good work from Winter. He's been solid in that back pocket. 39, the red-headed player for Woodville is Robert Bowman. Just onto the field, Bowman, replacing Steve Jackia, who went off with that bad knock to the back of his head. Punch clear. Nobody can get it. There's a high tackle, and Daryl Schramm's picked it up. Malcolm Blight puffing furiously on a cigarette. He'd be worried. Warriors trail now by 25 points.
25 points. They're going to have to do something special in the rest of this quarter. We've played 12 and a half minutes. Ball comes in direction of Craig. He's spoiled. In fact, the free has been given to Craig. McDonald getting over across his shoulder on that occasion and slightly into his back. So Craig has his 10th kick, and he has found Jeffrey Martin. Jeff Martin, will-o'-the-wisp player. Also been reasonably prominent today, just lurking around the forward lines, coming up for his 9th kick. Normally fairly accurate. Unfortunately not on this occasion, and that's another point to the Blues. That takes them on to 13-12, 80 points, leading the Warriors 10-4-64.
Action brought to you from Sevens Big League. Jeff Martin, 1 goal, 3. There's Merv Kane and Sandy Nelson. Comfortable. 26 points clear. Frank Spiel punches the ball away. Steve Reckner's under that one for Woodville. He gathers the ball in, chips it around his shoulder in the direction of the boundary line, but that's out of bounds on the full. Big Frank Spiel take that free kick for Sturt. Played 150-odd games. Sturt, Frank Spiel, been a great player. Wilmot, though, has interfered with the player. Pick up who that is.
That'll be Ian Jones to take the free kick, David. He's been moved off Walk. Walk had the better of him in the first half. There's no doubt about that. Craig desperately trying to get himself into the game. Spears out a lovely pass, and he's found Martin once again. Jeffrey Martin a lot further out on this occasion. Would be about 50 metres out, but he's directly in front. There's no breeze. It's a beautiful looking kick off the boot. Unfortunately, it's faded away to the right a bit. And that takes Jeffrey Martin's personal tally on to 1 goal, 4 now. And the Blues 13-13. 91 points, 91 points, leading the Warriors 10-4-64.
17 minutes into this third term at Adelaide Oval. Frank Spiel has marked that ball. About the same distance out as was Jeff Martin a moment ago. Puts his big foot into it. It's on its way. The lob in the goal square. Up they go. No mark there. David Walker. Oh, he's got another one. Where's the ball off the back onto the left foot. Chipped it through, and at the 17-minute mark of the third quarter, David Walker's kicked his 7th goal. Sturt now raced to 14 goals, 13. Woodville trailing 10 goals, 4.
Well, this is incredible. David Walker must think it's his birthday today. And if it's not his birthday, it's Christmas. He is in everything. If he's not taking marks in the air, he's scouting off the pack like he did on that occasion. It was his 11th kick, his 7th goal, and he can do no wrong. And what a magical move by Mervyn Kane.
33 points the difference. 18 minutes into this third term. Sturt are looking comfortable. Frank Spiel down to Derrington. They're accelerating away. The double blues. Chips forward. Wilmot's on the lead for that one. Punched away from him by Williams. Paul Hogarth. Robert Lynch for Woodville. Picks the ball up. Now with Ian Jones. Kevin Harris, a great player today, Kevin Harris. Been very strong at the bottom of every pack. In it goes. McParker chest mark that one. Feeds it off to the running player in Michael Templeton. He goes forward looking for the goals, but that'll be offline and out of bounds on the full.
Well, the Warriors not playing with as much system now, David. Templeton had possession. McDonald had provided the run from the half-back flank, and Templeton ignored that run, and that's a chance gone begging. McCarthy's lucky to get out of that one too. Smith in the 1-2, the double play back to McCarthy. He's managed to pick up an extra 15 yards from that initial mistake. Sewer, Reckner, out towards Martin. Been quiet today, Johnny Martin. The Sturt defence has played very well, David. McCarthy's kicked Tankasick down to 1 goal, and prior to that, he kicked 10 in the 2 previous games.
Yes, Kim, but the Woodville forward line is congested. John Martin's kick's on its way. That'll be offline and through for 1 point. 1 goal, 1, John Martin. And the Woodville forward line needs to get a little bit more open. I think that's what Melvin Blythe would be saying there.
Well, I agree with you, David. It's, as I mentioned, there's just not enough system when they move the ball into attack. McDonald couldn't hold that one. It was a rather awkward one. It was coming right down on top of him, and there's also the sun setting from the west would have been right in his eyes on that occasion. Parker managed to get that. Detman tapped it back cleverly to Sewer. He tried to back to him, but unfortunately he didn't take the ball. Now we've got Michael Hogarth. The long kick. Font couldn't take the mark. Toomey in there. They've had an interesting duel today, those 2 players. And Randall Jolly gets out of trouble beautifully with a slick handball to Jones.
Jones goes to John Martin. He'll take a bounce at centre field. Kicks long into the forward line. That's the better way to go for the Woodville side, but Adrian Moschetti is there. Chest mark, plays on, bounce 1. Handballs over the top to the running player in Carl Delina. They look good, this young brigade of the double blues. That's a long handball to Neil Craig. Chips around Ian Jones. Back to Carl Delina in the 1-2. Kick goes forward, up there. Is a chest mark played? No. It's going to dribble across the line for 1 point. Robert Comp's done a lot of hard work up forward. His battle with Chris Toomey today has been a highlight.
Every time the ball goes down the forward line, the crowd here at Adelaide Oval just sense that David Walker's going to do something very dangerous.
The way he's going, Kim, he'll kick 10. John Martin been moved into ruck roving. Kick number 7. They're trying to get him into the game. Andrew Taylor's pushed out of that one, the big blonde-headed fellow. Comes back now to him. He's tried hard in the first half, been a bit quiet in the third quarter. Ball's running for Bowman now. If he can pick it up, he can have a shot for goal, which he does. Kicks on its way. That's a goal to Robert Bowman. Goal 11, Woodville. They trail Sturt 11 goals, 5-71 to Sturt 14-14, 98.
Well, that'll give young Bowman some confidence and a little bit of encouragement. We see it was Taylor that managed to get the ball down into the forward lines. A lucky bounce came the way of Bowman. The young fellow was recruited from Port Lincoln, and he's not unlike Footscray's Brad Hardy in looks. And he made no mistake from about 20 metres out on that angle.
I think the red hair's confused you, Kim. Steve Reck. Darryl Schramm, centre field. Ball goes to ground. Coming through hard there was Underwood for Sturt. Now it's Darryl Smith. Robert Lynch gets that relieving kick out. And Andrew Taylor, with his blonde hair flowing in the breeze, will lead in the race for that ball. He's played well. Unfortunately, Denman couldn't take that handball in, and they look at each other. 32's Daryl Smith, number 4's Ian Denman.
27-point advantage to the Blues. Woodville desperate to get back into this game. Unfortunately, things not happening for him. Sturt under pressure. Got that one over to Denman, though. Regner has a chance. Bowman in there again. Got a quick handle out in the direction of Taylor. He's been tackled high, though, on that occasion, and Cross has given the free kick away.
He looks sore, Kim.
Yes, I think he may have, when he was grabbed then, he's either done his ankle. He did injure an ankle a couple of weeks ago in one of his first games for the club. Let's hope it's not too bad. He's coming up for his 11th kick. Screw punt, low trajectory. He's managed to get it to the square. Tankasick off hands. He's strong, this fella. He got it over the shoulder. I don't think it's going to carry. Regner couldn't get up there. Moschini bundles that one over the line. And that goes through for Woodville. 6 point. They've kicked 11 goals. And they trail by 26 points.
Kim, it's interesting. We're 22 minutes into the third term, and that's the first rush behind the Woodville. Such a good job as the Sturt defence done today. Smith, he's been everywhere, kicked that ball out in the direction of Spiel. He couldn't take it. Comes out now to Jolly. Jolly chips forward, looking for Regner. Regner's on the lead. Has taken the chest mark, sun's in his eyes. Goes centre field, looking for Taylor. Strong mark, Taylor, and he could possibly line up the goals from here. He'd be about 50 yards out. Slight angle, and a good kick would certainly score. Kick number 12. He's certainly played well. He's been strong. David Frost has certainly had his hands full with this player today, and Woodville would be very pleased. They've acquired him 4 marks. Kick's on its way. He's already got 1 goal, but unfortunately that one's not going to get there. That's pushed across the line for 1 point.
Lead of 27 points to the Blues. Once again, it is McCarthy to kick in. Unsure which way to go. Now he elects to go more or less straight down the middle, looking for Spiel. Spiel took the fine mark. Will look to feed off. Has no one running at this stage. Has to kick it himself now. That familiar one-handed drop. Over the top was Toomey. Fine mark, Toomey. Him and Clough have had an interesting duel today. I think they've more or less nullified each other. Kicks in long, looking for Taylor again. Tries a one-hander. First to recover. Does it well. Got that one back towards Jolly. Jolly shrugged the tackle beautifully. He's got Nichols out there. Couldn't find him. Managed to pick that one up after the first bounce. Now it goes back to Jolly. Jolly bolts. Has a shot. It's on its way. It might carry. It's through. That's exactly what they needed. Great play, Randall Jolly. That's his first goal. And now Woodville's turn to start fight back. Woodville move on to 12-7-79, trailing Sturt 14-14, and you're seeing the action on 7's Big Sport.
They need a few more of those. They've moved Max Parker to full forward out of the ruck, trying to give them some bite. And hopefully with him at full forward, on this occasion, you'll watch who shepherds this ball through. Randall Jolly, 35 metres out, poof, kicks on its way, and it's just pushed through, shepherded through by Max Parker. That was good work. Nearly could have given away a free kick, but there wasn't.
Johnny Martin in the ruck. He's got plenty of spring at his feet. Down to Denman. Warriors look a little bit more enthusiastic again. Through goes Moschini. Players jump on top of each other and we'll have a bounce.
Kim, look at the work of Andrew Taylor at centre-half forward, the big blonde fella, number 29 for Woodville. He holds the ball at centre-half forward every time it comes near him.
Certainly does, David. Spiel, too tall for Martin. Down to Painter. It's a quick kick, Clomp in there, front position, too strong, play on the call. Oh, Clompy not happy at all. Darryl Schramm trying to explain. Oh, he's taken it off him. A little bit of byplay going on there behind play. Nonetheless, we'll see a free kick go the way of Andrew Winter.
Andrew Winter at centre-half back for the double Blues, goes to the outer side, looking for Neil Craig, he marks it. Play on he does, pushes the ball out. Good work, Carl Delina goes forward over the heads of the defenders and a good bounce through. Oh, lacks a fortune, yes it has. Oh, great goal, Carl Delina. The double Blues step away further. 15-14, 104. leading Woodville 12-7, 79 on 7's big lead.
Well, that was unbelievable. Craig took a fine mark. He nearly got himself into trouble by playing on. Fortunately, he was assisted by Delina, having his 14th kick. 9th kick, should I say. Now, have a look at this. This ball did the military two-step. It went one forward, one back, and then one forward again to go through for a great goal to Carl Delina.
Poor David Chappell in his first game of footy, number 40 for Woodville. He would have wondered what happened there. Back with play. Ball goes wide. Ian Jones for Woodville drives them forward. Unlucky break for the Warriors to have that goal kicked at that stage of the game. With 26 minutes gone in this third quarter, just in the time on. Can Sturt repeat the second quarter where they kicked 5 goals in time on? They're on their run again. Peter Reid down from his back line. Left foot forward. In it goes. Underneath that's Wilmot. Walker gets a hand to it. Couldn't mark it. He should have. He's done everything else right. Underwood now. Ball's pushed through. Peter Reid down from the back line on the left foot. Thank you very much. Goal 1, Peter Reid. Goal 16, Sturt. They're 16-14, 110. They're stepping right away from Woodville. 12-7, 79.
Well, things look rather ominous for the Warriors at this stage. They gave it their best shot about 5 minutes ago, but Sturt have bounced back even stronger. We see Walk in there, he was desperate. This time it was Underwood. Managed to feed that one out in the direction of, well, he's actually looking for Martin, but it was Peter Reid who's wandered right down for the back lines and managed to bang that one through, and he was pretty excited about that. Peter Reid with 1 goal from the half-back flank position. Spiel. John Martin got that tap. Now Moskeny. Derrington handballs out. Running player into John Painter. Got nowhere to go, Painter. Now he finds Smith. Smith's had a bundle of touches today. Smith at centre wing. Drives the ball forward. He's pushed after disposal, but no free kick, says the umpire. In forward it goes. Pop was there again. So too's Wilmot. Pop's been there competing at every opportunity for Sturt. Bit of untidy play goes on as Ian Jones is tackled by David Walk. Darryl Schramm says it's mine. It was held to him. Hasn't he done everything right, David Walk, today? He has. It's been a sensation in that forward pocket. 7 goals. It's an incredible effort. 7-goal too. There's no doubt he should have had at least 8. Unbelievable stuff. Sewer still getting touches. Unfortunately, the ball's gone over the line, and we'll have another throw in.
16 is Michael Templeton for the Warriors. Ball comes back into play. John Martin's come into the ruck for the Warriors. And he's doing a pretty good job too. But there's Smith, and gee, he's had possession after possession. 20 kicks. Couldn't ask for much more than that late in the third quarter, Kim.
Certainly couldn't, David. He's got a very good football brain, not a lot of natural speed. He certainly knows what's going on. That's another crude tackle. Play on the corner. We'll see McDonald to relieve from that half-back flank. Spears it out. Great mark taken by Nichols. Thought about handballing to Taylor. Now he handballs out wide to Dedman. He's under a bit of pressure there, but he managed to get it to his boot, and Tankasek takes a strong mark. Been a quiet player, Tankasek. 15-metre penalty against Kavanagh. Doesn't please the Sturt crowd. In fact, the siren has gone, so this is a very, very important kick. Already has 1 goal. It's on his way. He's dragged at its 1 point. That takes Woodville to it. 12 goals, 8, 70 or 80 points. Trailing Sturt 16-14, 110 on 7's big lead.
Final term here at Adelaide Oval, and Woodville trails Sturt by 30 points. 5 clear goals. They'll need to get a move on the Warriors if they want to hold their place in the 5. Up goes Spiel. Now to Painter on the right foot. Drives it in long towards centre-half forward. Jeff Martin gathers the ball in. Off to David Walk. He's been sensational today. And Jim Derrington lines up the goals. 30 seconds in. The Double Blues have scored the first goal. Well, they've chipped away early. 17 goals, 14, 160. 16. And Woodville at 12 goals, 880. 36 points the difference. And maybe, Kim, that's the nail in the coffin for the Warriors.
Well, it's a bit early to say that, David, but it's definitely not the start they were looking for. We saw once again it was David Walk that was involved in that passage of play. He put a quick little handball over to Jim Derrington, and Derrington's an experienced player. In fact, he's played 165 games for the Blues, and he made no mistake.
Goal number 1 for Jim Derrington. 36 points clear. Double Blues. Darryl Schramm puts the ball to ground. Up goes Spiel yet again with the tap. Ian Detman has the ball. Gets a kick forward, but dropping back underneath that is David Frost. And at the true centre-half back position, he's taken a mark and plays on. Neil Craig. Michael Hogarth. Goes centre-half forward. Underneath that's David. Oh, he couldn't take it. Would have been a sensational mark. Out comes David Chappell. First gamer for the Warriors. The ball's bouncing around in a funny manner. Adrian Moskeny mops up at centre-half back. Now to Derrington, centre field. Drives forward. Wilmot's there, flies. So too does Gary Williams. Punches the ball clear. Keeps it in front of him and heads towards the boundary line. A little bit too voraciously. And the ball's gone out of play on the full.
He certainly did, and no one's policing the mark, so Wilmot bolts. He's put that in right to the head of the square. That might bounce through. I think they've touched it. Great play in Wilmot, and that is very poor defensive action by the Warriors defence. There was no one policing the mark on that occasion, and Wilmot saw his opportunity. He bolted.
Two good pieces of play, Kim. Wilmot played on, saw the advantage and took it, but watch Robert Klomp in the goal square. Out Chris Toomey. The ball bounced through. Goal number 4, Ian Wilmot.
42-point advantage to the Blues. The Warriors need to do something very special if they want to get back into this game. Ball, Painter tackled. In comes Delina. He's getting better as each quarter goes on. Players couldn't take the mark. Wilmot first to recover. In chips Jones. Too much pace for the big fella. Couldn't get the handball away. Derrington kept it in play superbly, but not on the second occasion. Unfortunately, took it over the line.
Holding the ball, Kim. Couldn't get a handball clear, Derrington.
Well, I suppose... No, it's going to be a throw-in, David.
Well, that's an interesting one. Laurie Argent called holding the ball. The boundary umpire overruled him.
Yes, no, well, I don't think it's a case of that. Umpire Frank McHugh, the boundary umpire, indicated that the ball was out of play before the decision was made. Toomey tries to burst his way through. Jolly, he's been a trier all day. Sewer in there. Had a little zip in his zap, but then didn't really need to on that occasion. Now plays on. Kicks wide. That's not all that direct. In fact, it's not all that accurate. It's gone straight towards Peter Reid. He dishes out a long handball to Michael Hogarth. He's been useful since coming onto the ground, and there's a strong mark by Robbie Lynch.
Been a good player in the back line for the Warriors, Robert Lynch, today. He's kept Andrew Underwood very, very quiet. One of the few Sturt players that have been quiet today, Underwood. He goes wide. Andrew Taylor's there for Woodville. Takes a strong mark.
He's worked hard, David. Apart from just policing the centre-half forward area, he's gone right down the ground to win his kicks today.
Travelled far and wide, Andrew Taylor, to help the Warriors today. Kick number 14. Goes forward. Max Parker was under that. Couldn't take it. Frank Spiel comes through. Sockers it along the ground. Only to Max Parker. Handballs off to Kevin Harris. Been a good player today, Kevin Harris. Roved most of the day with Reckner. Chips in forward, but underneath that is Johnny Painter. Plays on quickly on the left foot. Very clever. Down to Moskeny. Centre field. Moskeny drives the double Blues forward. Underneath that one's Klomp. He's done plenty of hard work today. Toomey and Klomp's been a good battle, but this time it's David Chappell with Klomp. Drags him to ground. No free kicks as the umpire. Now Neil Craig has space. Chips forward. Underneath that's Wilmot. Up and marks. Good play, double Blues. Klomp out to Craig. Chipped over the top to Wilmot and a strong mark. Only 25 metres out from goal.
Yes, and that gives Ian Wilmot a chance to post his 5th goal. It'll be the Blues' 19th. Prior to this game, Wilmot had kicked 16 goals. He now has 20, so he's lining up for his 21st goal of the season. And unfortunately, he hasn't kicked it as he's pulled that one. And that moves the Blues on 18 goals, 15, pulling away from Woodville, 12-8.
Matt Benson in the centre of your screen in the mauve shirt, out with a knee injury. Double Blues fans will be looking forward to having him back. Wilmot, 4 goals, 5. Inaccurate kicking from the full forward today. Gary Williams brings the Warriors back. Up goes Chappell. Now Detman. Kevin Harris, tireless worker for the Warriors. Chips forward. Underneath that was Chris Toomey. He's gone to centre-half forward. They've shifted him to try and give some bite. Now Detman drives forward looking for the goals, but it's offline. And that's 1 point.
Well, they're battling away, the Warriors, but unfortunately all the damage was done in that second quarter, the time-on period. where we saw the Blues kick 5 goals in an incredible 5 or 6 minutes of football.
David Chappell's gone to centre-half back for the Warriors. Chris Toomey has gone to centre-half forward. In goes the ball. That's a fine mark on the outer flank. And that's gone to Wayne Kavanagh. He plays on quickly. On the left foot, goes centre field. Has Frank Spiel. He punches the ball forward. Running through is Kevin Harris. Tireless today, Kevin Harris. Kicks forward. Underneath that was Tankasik. Toomey, centre-half forward. Accelerates around well for a big man. Chips into the full forward line. Underneath that's Andrew Taylor. Uses his body well. Butters up. Running through well was Skinny, and he pushes the ball through for a point.
Been very sound, the Sturt defence today. On that occasion, young Andrew Taylor tried to outbody his opponent.
Tony McCarthy's done a good job. He kept dragging Tankasik to only 3 kicks in 3 quarters.
Well, he's a good player. Obviously, the lad can play a lot, David. He played a lot of reserves football for Richmond, and you can't be a slouch when you're playing reserves football in VFL. Out towards Alina, shows a great turn of speed. Kicks long. Wilmot underneath. Klomp couldn't hold it all. Uses his body strength superbly. Taps it out towards Craig. He's got, he doesn't need walk. He did it himself, and he banged it through, and that's Craig's first goal. And Sturt starting to run away with this goal now. That's 19 goals, 15. 129, pulling right away from the Warriors, 82 points.
Watch the good work here of Klomp. Couldn't take the mark, took out a Woodville opponent, shoveled it out across the top to Craig, gave him just enough space to accelerate and chip it delicately through for his first goal.
He's definitely been more effective across the half-forward line, as Neil Craig. Spiel rucked tirelessly all day. Parker had a rest for a while when John Martin had a go at him. Free kick, water director, plays on quickly. McDonald down from his half-back flank, puts in a high one, little Bowman underneath that, and takes a fine mark. Shows a bit of promise, Bowman. Pushes that one in wide, players with the sun in their eyes. Taken nicely on that occasion.
Kavanagh's received the free kick, Tim. Tankasik grabbed him when he didn't have the ball. Kavanagh, full-back position. Out to Daryl Smith. He's had a bundle of possessions today. One of 3 or 4 players who's had the ball on a string. Ralph Sewer's one, Kevin Harris is the other. Drives in forward. Nobody can take that on. Watch this, Jeff Martin. Cool as you like, has a paddock, chips in forward. Has David to walk, but couldn't find him. And the ball's trundled out of bounds. Got Martin now back on walk. Started the game at centre-half forward. Throw-in will take place in the left forward pocket. Frank McHugh. Malcolm Blight's not happy with his players today. Looking dejected on the boundary line. Klomp, strong work yet again. Klomp, he's been there for them when they've needed him. A lot of the bustling work, a lot of the heavy work. He's done some good shepherding. And I think he's proving that the VFL experience didn't hurt him at all. Spiel also played well. Now Underwood, he's been a little bit quiet, battling hard still though. That's a sign of a good side, the Sturt side. Wilmot pushes a couple of players out of the way. Gary Williams comes through, but he's met heavily by Derrington. And the ball's out of play yet again.
Well, we've played 8 minutes into this final quarter. The Double Blues lead by 47 points. And at this stage, it appears that the Warriors will be sliding out of the 5. Harris, Jones, well beaten in the first half by Walk. Campbell out to Michael Hogarth. Here's another chance for the Blues. The snapshot's on its way. The umpire doesn't move. There's another one. And the Blues are powering away now. They lead on to 20 goals, 15. Woodville lamenting on 12 goals, 10. And you're seeing the action on 7's big lead.
9 minutes into this final term, and I think it's good night, Irene, for the Warriors. Ball came in. That's Hogarth's first goal. Sturt's 20th. They're 8 goals, 5 clear, the Warriors now, and I think it looks likely that the Warriors will go out of the 5, and perhaps Sturt, with this resounding win, can enter the 5.
Disappointing, David. The Warriors really had a chance to win 3 games in succession, and they let themselves down. To take no credit away from the Blues, they played well, and so's this fella in Smith. That's a beautiful kick. Walk stays down on this occasion. It comes down to Klomp. Klomp over the top to Jeffrey Martin. Nick, and put your glasses down. There's another one. Straight through the high middle. There's another one. 21 goals, Sturt now, pulling right away from Woodville.
Yes, and Jeff Martin, goal number 2. But watch the good work of Klomp. Yet again, he's there. A telling handball out to the player who was clear, and Jeff Martin, the goal was made for him. Goal number 2. 21 goals, 15, 141 Sturt. 12 goals, 10, 82. 59 points, the Double Blues.
Umpire Darryl Schramm about to bounce once more. The beautiful conditions for football today. It reached 22 degrees at one stage. Painter coming through, one of the real cool customers in South Australian football. Little Bowman in there. He's trying hard, got it over to me, thought about the left foot, now uses the right. The kick's on its way. Will it carry? No, it's been touched. And it's gone through for a point. Woodville move on to 83 points now. The Double Blues 141.
12 minutes into the final term, and Malcolm Blythe doesn't look happy. His players haven't scored a goal in this final term. He's looking for more penetration from his forwards. Frost on the left foot, comes down grandstand side. John Painter worked hard for the Double Blues today. Good possessions. Beautiful kicker of the football, John Painter, and he's put it forward to Underwood, who's marked. Been a little bit quiet, Andrew Underwood, today, but he's fought on well. This guy hasn't. Smith had a bundle of touches. Neil Craig, who was quiet in the first half at half-back, since coming to the half-forward line, has been on fire in the second half. Kick number 14 in. Wilmot has it. He's trapped. Nobody can get a clear. Ian Jones had the ball held to him, and that's what Darryl Schramm has ruled. 21 is Ron Fuller coming onto the ground. Ralph Sewer's probably worn his left foot sore today with having that many kicks. He leaves the field for a rest.
And he didn't appear all that happy about being taken off. Oh, very slick work by Wilmot. Jeff Martin. Snatch up on its way by Michael Hogarth. He's popped through his second one, and he's a pretty happy lad. Great play, and that was all set up by Wilmot. And now the Blues move on to 22-15, careering right away from Woodville, 12-11.
Kim, it's interesting to see the work of Wilmot and Klomp. Centre half forward, Klomp, full forward, Wilmot. Wilmot's kicked 4 goals, Klomp's kicked 1, but they've given out a number of goals to the smaller players, and they've really opened up the forward lines to give the Double Blues a good advantage.
They certainly have, David. Max Parker, he's been put in tireless effort today. Painter, Moschini, kick out wide. The trainer might get a kick here. He's half a chance if he turns around. Unfortunately, Gary Williams beats them all there. Handball to Robbie Lynch, over to Randall Jolly. Oh, bad handball to Ron Fuller. He's been had a disappointing game considering it's his 100th. And
they haven't played badly though, the Warriors. The Double Blues have just been too good.
Yeah, that's a fair point, David, but I think it's disappointing for the Woodville supporters. You know, they had a chance to come of age and win 3 games in a row, and they've let themselves down and their supporters today. Lynch round his body, only to find Smith.
Well, Kim, they may have lost, but in my opinion, they haven't left their supporters down. They've battled very, very hard. They've just been outclassed today, on the day, as Derrington has the ball at centre wing. Chips in forward, looking for Wilmot on the lead. Straight onto his chest it goes. That's beautiful delivery from Jim Derrington. Makes full forwards.
That was very good disposal, David, but just getting back to that point, they have battled away tirelessly, and I don't think they've given up. The point I'm trying to make, if the Woodville Football Club are to come of age, they have to be able to win 3 games in a row at some stage of the club's career.
Yes, that's fair comment. I think they've showed enough today to prove that they are going to be a good side, and so too are the Double Blues. They'll move into the 5, I'm sure. Ian Wilmot, 4 goals already. Not going to add to that tally with that kick. 4 goals, 6 Wilmot's tally to date. And we're 15 minutes into the final term.
And Ian Wilmot not very happy with himself there. He's shaking his head and having a little chat to himself.
Well, a lot of those kicks, Kim, haven't been hard ones. He could easily have had 8 goals too.
For sure. I agree with you 100%. Spill, great spoil. Slick handball by Craig. In turn got it to Klomp, who in turn got it to Delena. As I said before, he's got better as the game's gone on. And we see a mark by Ian Jones.
Those players that the Double Blues have been able to pick up from Mildura have been great acquisitions for the club, Kim.
You're certainly right, David. Must be all that healthy fruit and everything they have up in the Riverland.
The fresh Martin. Max Parker's back in ruck for the Warriors, and that's been a great duel today, Spiel and Max Parker.
Well, it has, as I said before, Spill's had to do all the ruck work. Parker had a brief spell when that's a great mark taken there by Jolly, I would say.
Kim, what are those sides going to do if either club has an injury to their key ruckman? They're in a bit of bother. They haven't got the depth, have they?
Well, possibly Sturt might be in a bit of trouble, but Woodville are in a good position because they've got an excellent ruckman in Terry Libas who played reserves today. Reckner with a chance. It's a snapshot on its way. It's through, and it's true, and it's their 13th goal. But they're still chasing Sturt on 22 goals, and there's a huge difference at this stage of the game.
Yes, there's no doubt they're going to overhaul the Double Blues at all, but to their credit, the Warriors, they've kept persevering. Steve Reckner's second goal. He kicked 5 goals last week, and in a winning side, 2 goals in what would appear to be a losing score today.
Ball being relayed back to centre. The scoreboard tells the story there. 148 points to Blues, 89 to Woodville. Argent with a beautiful bounce. Parker with a tap on this occasion. Jolly goes through quick. Fuller thought about picking it up. Reckner did it for him. Fed it out to Parker. That's a long one now. Taylor sat back. He read that one well. It was a great bounce. Now Farn's a huge handball out to Tankasick, and he won't miss from there. He's only 5 metres out. He's posted his second goal. It was, in actual fact, his 4th kick. Malcolm Blight has a little puff on the cigarette. So he's definitely not a happy man.
You've got to give credit where credit's due today. Andrew Taylor at centre-half forward for the Warriors has been a real battler. Got the ball across to Tankasick on that occasion. And Tankasick has been very, very well held at full-back by by Tony McCarthy. McCarthy's done a very good job again, one of the Mildura players.
Certainly has, David. Good recruiting by the Sturt Football Club. Spiel up first and managed to get the tap. Through goes McDonald, high kick, underneath it. Oh, went through, he's down on the forward line.
Courageous mark. That was back line.
Oh, back line, sorry. That was a very courageous mark. Well picked up, David.
Out now, Hogarth. Colin McDonald comes through for the Warriors. He streams through. Lines up the goals, but is offline, and that'll be 1 point. Down from his half-back flank, Colin McDonald. Runs back now to pick up his opponent, Neil Craig. 96 plays 148. It's a whitewash to Sturt.
Well, in actual fact, they lead by 53 points now, David. So you see Moschini take that mark. He's able to run away from his opponent. Puts in a long kick. He's looking for Darrington. He's found that player. He plays on quickly. Martin's managed to find some space. He'll play on from here, and I'd say he'll kick this. He's a good kick normally. He's found Wilmot. I'll give him the benefit of the doubt and say that he looked for him.
Very charitable, Kim.
You don't think so?
Another forward in Australia who wouldn't have had a shot for goal from 25 metres out. Not a good kick from Jeff Martin, but nonetheless it found Wilmot. Wilmot with kick number 12. Opportunity now to kick goal number 5. He couldn't miss. He doesn't. 5 goals, 6 Ian Wilmot. Double Blues are showing their class.
They certainly are, David. That takes them on to a 59-point lead now, nearly 10 goals. And Woodville just haven't been able to stay in the race after half-time. Let's have a look at Martin here. Well, I'm going to be generous and say that he looked for Wilmot on that occasion.
Good on you, Kim. I know you wouldn't have kicked to the full forward when you were playing.
No way.
That's a fact. Ball back now at centre field. Darryl Schramm. 23-16, 154 the Double Blues. The Warriors 14-12, 96. 59 points the lead. Almost 10 goals. Spiel, great in ruck today. Another tap. Back to Delina, good player also. Daryl Smith, sensational. Double Blues have done everything right. Out comes the ball. Robert Lynch leads in the race for the Warriors. He's tackled strongly there by Paul Hogarth. Gets the handball away. Scrappy handball from David Chappell. 16 on your screen is Michael Templeton. Back now David Chappell. Cleverly taps it forward, but only finds Frank Spiel. Coming through Stephen Nichols. Keeps the ball in front of him. On the left foot now. Goes short. Has Kevin Harris. Sun in his eyes, but still takes the mark. And at centre-half forward, Kevin Harris will drive the Warriors forward. Underneath, that's Randall Jolly. Up he goes. Can't make it, mark it. Bowman's got the ball now. Lines up the goals. Kicks on its way, but it looks like that's going to be offline. Dragon Tankasic grabs the ball in, keeps it in front of him. Well attended to there by Kavanagh. Now it's Detman, ball under the arm, back to Toomey. Toomey, dummies, on the left foot, lines up the goals. Oh, Tankasic tries to mark it one-handed, couldn't take it in, keeps his head over the ball. Daryl Schramm right on the goal, Gloriarge it is in fact, right on the goal line, will bounce the ball.
Well, that was superb work by the Sturt defence.
They've been desperate, Kim, haven't they?
They have all day, and that was an indication of their desperation. Let's see if they try to tap this one over the line. Cross had tried to, but unfortunately only tapped it straight down a little Bowman, and that was a great little goal for the Port Lincoln recruit. He's had 5 kicks since he came on, and he looks like he could be a player of the future for the Warriors.
Yes, good anticipation. Sun's in his eyes. You'll notice he's got his hand shielding the sun. The tap came down from Frost. Bowman grabbed the opportunity onto the left foot, swung around. Good Rovers goal.
We've played 21 minutes into this final quarter. Double Blues have been too strong today. It was a great first half of football, but they've just kept persisting and they've just had that little bit more method in their game. Plum comes through like a train. Only to see the ball taken by Fuller, who in turn found Moschini. Over to Frost. Let's see how he clears this ball. Normally a very long kick. He's managed to find Derrington. Derrington with a quick handball to Painter. Painter chips out a little pass to Martin. He's been left unattended, and Ian Jones is now actually standing, Martin. He's already kicked 2 goals today, and hasn't been a big day for Ian Jones today. Well beat in the first half by Walk. Kicks on its way. He's tried to push that one through too hard. In actual fact, it's gone out of bounds on the full.
He wasn't a long way out, Jeff Martin. I don't think he's a terribly long kick. Going for a little bit of extra distance, push the ball wide out of bounds on the full. Williams now brings the ball back into play. Max Parker's there again, so's Frank Spiel. David Chappell. John Painter gets the boot the ball, pushes it across the line.
Just watching John Painter, he's always got time to do things. He never gets flustered. It's as if he's in a world of his own out there. He reminds me very much like Ross Gibbs.
Yes, very much so. 2 Giants battle it out yet again. Ball comes to ground. There's the leader. He's been a great player the second half. Chips the ball in forward on the left foot, but Gary Williams will mark and relieve the attacking pressure for Woodville.
Williams has had his hands full today with Wilmot. Coming up for his 7th kick, which is a short pass into Stephen Nichols. Nichols, nice drop punt pass, looking for Parker. The Spill front position, and the honours that have to go to Spill today. He's done a superb effort around the ground and also in the square.
Hasn't been much in it, but I'd agree. 52 points the difference. Spiel, left half forward with the ball, goes in short. Dropping through there as Robert Lynch punches the ball away. Andrew Underwood's there for Sturt. Pushes the ball in front of him. Delina's there, so too's Ron Fuller. Back to Gary Williams, now Robert Lynch. Right foot down the boundary line, but coming out to meet the ball is Adrian Moschini. And at centre wing, he'll take a mark and play on very, very quickly. Put the Double Blues into attack, but Jim Derrington's given away a free kick. He was holding Michael Templeton, and Daryl Schramm saw it. And the free kick's gone the other way.
Been a hard try today, Templeton. He's kicked 3 goals. Originally came from Cooey, I think, David, in Tasmania.
Yes, he did, Kim.
I believe when you had your little stint. Well, there's a snapshot from Jolly. It's through. Randall Jolly has kicked his 2nd goal. And that takes Woodville on to 16 goals, 12, trailing Sturt 23-16.
Yes, Jolly's 2nd goal. Late in the game, we're almost into time on at the final term. 108 plays 154 as Jolly's kick goes through, and it actually hit the goal umpire. He nodded his head. That's correct.
And I was about to say, David, in your much-travelled football career, you actually played against Cooey when you had a stint in Tasmania.
1977 it was, Kim, and I played for Penguin against Cooey in the grand final, which Penguin won, the first one for 49 years.
You didn't play for Penguin because of the similarity in your pace?
Probably, Kim. They said I looked like a penguin. Started small at top and big down the bottom, and they said I waddled. Still?
Well, I can't argue with them. They're knowledgeable people down there. As we see Schramm to bounce once more. Spill the tap, went straight to Regner. Toomey in a bit of trouble, managed to tap it out to Craig. Craig now goes wide, looking for Michael Hogarth. Been a good player, Hogarth, since he's come on. Got around Detman very easily. Backed himself in. In fact, that was his 10th kick, but it's been accepted by John Martin.
John Martin has the ball at centre-half back, and Sturt haven't been worried by the loss of Todd Viney prior to the game. He tore back muscles or strained a back muscle warming up for the game. Paul Hogarth came in on Todd Viney's half-forward flank, and Craig Filkey came up from the reserves onto the bench. Unfortunately for the Sturt club, Craig Filkey hasn't had to be used today, as Moskeny drives forward yet again. Clomps under that one, taps it down cleverly. No Sturt player there reading. Colin McDonald, he hasn't had a great game. John Martin tried hard all day, pushes the ball forward. Termy's there. He's battled hard, had a good battle with Clomp. Nobody ran after that ball, but finally it did go out of play. And I was about to say that Termy and Robert Clomp in the first half, Kim, was an absorbing duel.
It was. They both strong body players, and they like to take a big grab in the air, and it was very interesting to watch the two of them. As we see Templeton run that ball over the line, and just talking about Craig Filkey coming into the game, would have been interesting to see if there'd been 2 injuries for the Double Blues. That would have meant that Craig Filkey would have had to play 8 quarters in one day. Certainly would have tested his fitness. Darrington comes through, Harris chest on, always front onto the ball and the players. Comes over the top now to Detman. He's under a bit of pressure.
Great play, Carolina.
In actual fact, it was Michael Hogarth.
It was. They do look very similar. Good players, both of them. Played very well today. Both players. Spiel with the tap. Down to Ron Fuller, 100-gamer today. Unnecessary byplay there. Wayne Kavanagh is marked. Incidentally, it's David Frost's 50th game for Sturt today, and he'd be very pleased to have reached that milestone with the club. Spiel taps the ball over the back. Sturt is still running very, very strongly. Carl Molina couldn't take that one in. Ron Fuller mops up. Now Robert Lynch goes short to the centre. Has Stephen Nichols. Looks through on the left foot, but decides not to. On the right foot now. Grandstand side. Randall Jolly went up before acceptances. Bowman took the mark. But I think there's been a free kick picked out, and that's going the way of Andrew Winter.
It certainly has been a good play today, Andrew Winter. That play wasn't all that pretty. He's in there trying to butter up for his mistake.
McCarthy's hurt, Kim behind play. Took a heavy knock, and he hasn't got up. That's not good news for Sturt this late in the game. We're 27.5 minutes into the final term. McCarthy's got up. He looks all right. That's good news for the Double Blues fans.
Well, as you said, David, it wouldn't be nice to sustain an injury at such a late stage of the game. Moskeny now with a kick. Comes up forward, Clomp front position, couldn't take the mark. Painter always manages to get his ball to boot. Lynch to Jones, Bowman in there. Oh, well fed out on that occasion by Hogarth. Come back towards Chappell. He's attacked. Hogarth back to Martin. On this occasion, he's got to kick that one, and he has. That's his 3rd goal. That takes Sturt on to 24-16. 161 points, leading Woodville 6-12, 108 on 7's big league.
Well, there was the error. Paul Martin, high handball. Came through to David Chappell. He was tackled by Walk. Walk's had a great game. Paul Hogarth fed out the ball to the running player in Jeff Martin. Kick number 15, goal number 3. 52 points the difference, 29 minutes into this final term.
Must only be seconds remaining in this game at Adelaide Oval. Sturt have been far too strong in the second half. And they're still battling away. Here's we see Delena. Oh, he's gone straight into Sewell. Oh, I thought that was fair. Smith's having a go at Sewell. They've had a few altercations in the past, so I think they'd be quite happy to mix it. But it's pretty late to get involved in anything like that.
Well, Delena was very unlucky on that occasion. Sewell was coming in off the interchange gate, straight onto the oncoming player and hit him with a big shirt front. Wilmot, full forward, has taken a good mark in the meantime. Lining up for kick number 13. Goal number 5. Has already 5 goals. Lining up for goal number 6. Not a difficult kick, no breeze to speak of. Has taken 6 marks today. Good performance from the full forward. Kicks on its way. That looks good. Goal number 6. 6 goals, 5. 6 goals, 6 to Ian Wilmot. In fact, he hit the post twice in the first quarter. That takes Sturt to 25-16, 166. Leading Woodville 16 goals, 12, 108 on 7's big lead.
Yes, a 58-point advantage to the Blues, and as I said before, in the second half, whether they've been too fierce, the fact they've used the ball a lot better, I think it could be a culmination of both. They've definitely run right away from the Warriors, and I think, honestly, David, you'd have to describe the effort now as disappointing. You defended their efforts before, but to lose by 10 goals in a game that a lot of people gave them a big chance of winning is disappointing.
Yes, Sturt have kicked 9 goals in this final term. Woodville have only been able to kick 4, and Malcolm Blight's got enough to work with. I don't think he can be devastated today, but certainly not a good loss. Now back with Darren. Campbell's over the top. Andrew Winters there. He's played well. So too is 47, Paul Hogarth. He's been a good player. Laurie Argent. Both umpires have umpired sensibly today. We should give credit where credit's due.
Certainly should. We've had 31 minutes of this final quarter. A cool breeze starting to set in. Woodville supporters leaving the ground, but young Bowman's not interested in that because he's just done a beautiful pass to find Dragon Tankasick. And Tempur's getting a little frayed at this stage.
It's a bit silly. He could have lost the ball.
Kick comes in long. Taylor in there, couldn't take the mark, and that's a fine mark taken by McCarthy. Well, he caught the heavy one before, but that obviously hasn't affected him.
No, he's played very, very well. Tankasick's only kicked 2 goals. 1 from 5 kicks.
Very shrewd piece of recruiting by Sturt. He's a good player, McCarthy. Parker out there. Handball goes over to Harris. Long kick on its way. Taylor thought about it. I think he's given a free kick away. He has. Then he was caught between the devil and deep blue sea. He jumped, he was going to mark it. There's the siren. It doesn't matter now. Sturt 25-16, 166 have annihilated Woodville in the end. 16-12, 108. You've seen it all on 7's big league.
Down in